Welcome to Something to Talk About.
Hi, welcome to Something to Talk About. My name is Taco, and I'm ready to end something that I started way back on March 1st, and that is my mega awesome Song of Ice and Fire character tournament. Oh my god, see how just already beaten down I am. I have been half excited and half dreading going through every single one of these. But you know what? I said I was gonna, and I'm gonna. So yeah, I'm the one who made the tournament so big in the first place, right? So, you know, let's do it. I'm not, oh man, I should have queued up. I have to go back so long on my old posts. Did I go back enough? April? No. Oh man, how far back do I gotta go? Waymar Royce versus Darkstar. That's Wildcard. And this is bad TV. So yeah, welcome to Something to Talk About. My name is Taco. And if you don't know what's going on here and why I'm rambling, I have this gigantic tournament that I started in March 1st. And let's pull up a couple things here. So I started off with, oh my God, I should have had this more ready. I'm so sorry, guys, but whatever. We're doing it live. I already said I was doing it live. So this was what it was. So instead of 128 characters like I did the last 2 years, I switched it up. And I had 64 characters, and that's what we're going through. And then we had 20 or 32 characters that fought for 8 wild card spots. I went through that in a prior video, so I'm not going through that this time. It's not gonna happen. So when you guys look at these brackets, what I'm about to show you now, the bottom of each bracket was a wild card spot, right? So the bottom of the tall bracket was Gerald Darkstar Dayne, and then the bottom of the stag was Gwen Corbray. So those were the wild cards. I'm probably gonna say them when they get to them, because I think in order to get a wild card spot, they had to fight 2 people already to even get to that. And those were 32 characters who fought for all those. And I would like feedback. From what I can tell, people really enjoyed this new format of essentially a smaller tournament when it comes, like, this is one half and this is the other half. Still less than 126 characters. But the wild card spots, because let's face it, a lot of the characters in the wild card spots, they're just going to get slaughtered in the first round anyways. And all of the characters that I deemed as low tier got slaughtered in the first rounds anyways. So why not have some fun with the wild cards? And that's what we did. But we're not doing that here. That's not what we're talking about here. We're going to go over every single match of the real tournament until we get all the way to the finals, which ended a few days ago. So yeah, let's start with the front half. We're going to the tall bracket. So Duncan, Carl the Maid, you guys see all these. I'm not going to read them all out. We have so much to do in so little time because I want to go to sleep at some point tonight. And yeah, so let me get rid of that and click this. And bro, I am ready. So the first match was Duncan the Tall versus Carl the Maid. There was a lot of Tuckers, so let's play the Tucker. You're going to be hearing this a lot. You got knocked the fuck out. Yeah, it's a Tucker. Of course, it's a Tucker. A large amount of these round ones will be Tuckers because of the nature of which I set the bracket up this year, opposed to other years where I kind of didn't really have a rhyme or reason. I kind of just set up fun matches for round 1, and that's all I did. That was the only point. Oh, I'm going to pin this guy against this. And that's kind of what I did the first 3 years I did this. This is the first time where I really sat down and like, okay, all the people who made it into the playoffs last year, those are my tier 1s, right? And then all the characters who at least got a few wins and characters who I consider high tier, they're all going to be top seeds, and they're going to go against easy people. And there was like, 2 or 3 upsets in round 1? Yeah, it was even, I think it's even less than that. I think it was only, it's only 1 or 2, I think. It looks, we'll see. But yeah, so the first one, of course, was a Tucker. And I'm not going to read as many comments as I normally do just because I'm going through so much. But yeah, there's George. We're gonna go with Pachal. Preachel. George Preachel just said, "What did Carl do to y'all?" Yeah, well, come on, man. And then E. Marty said Carl will make Dunk blush. Yeah. That's a really good comment because he is so pretty. And then Lazy Boy said our first 100% Tucker. It wasn't 100%. A few people said there's a 400 votes. A few people were like, give it to Carl the Maid. And you know what? I like those people. I like the cut of your jib. I can't. There's no way he was gonna win. But you know what? Go for the underdog, man. All right, so let's move on to the next match. And that will be, I want to say it's Gerald Dayne versus somebody. I'm scrolling down. Oh my God, how far do I got to scroll down? Oh, sorry. The tournament got too big. That's the real thing here, right? The next one, it's Gerald versus Jorah. So this one surprised me. It was just by the skin of its teeth, not a Tucker. Full disclosure, I had Jorah as a high seed going against the low seed that was Gerald Dayne. I really did. I thought that Jorah was the high seed because in my head, Jorah Mormont's really freaking good. Like, he's up there. I really think of him as like Hound level. But apparently I'm the only dude who thinks that. A lot of people don't. And Gerald's like Gerald to me. I don't know. He's not that great. And but then I went back and looked at the old tournaments and I saw how well Gerald did and how bad Jorah's done. And I was like, all right, let's go with the numbers here. And Jorah almost got Tuckered. He got the kicked butt right out of him. And so Diego P said Gerald wins this easily. I think it's pretty good. Not good enough for a legendary status, but decent enough that he should win against the middle of the road competition. And see, I just wouldn't consider Jorah Mormont middle of the road, but I guess everybody else does, right? So Jeremy Hall said it's closer than the voting shows. It's hard to top one of the White Knights from the best group probably ever. I don't know. I think J. Harry's group will argue with that. It's tougher to it's a tougher fight than it looks on paper, but Gerald wins in the end. Mikey M says Gerald wins. Jamie paints him as one of the best fighters we ever saw. Jorah is just good and tough. But yeah, as much as I tend to disagree, it doesn't matter what I disagree. Hello. It doesn't matter if I disagree or not because I only get to vote once. And yeah, I do vote. I put all the work in. I get to put in my one vote. So what's up, good people? All right, so let's move on. Hey everybody. And so moving on to our next one, which is the mountain. So let's find I just have I have to scroll down. I'm looking at 50 different posts, and I have to scroll down until I get to the one, and then it makes me do it all over again. So so now we're on Gregor Clegane versus Bronze Jan. Yeah, Bronze Jan, I mean, I knew I was throwing him into a meat grinder. I'm just glad he didn't get a Tucker. 81-19. Good job, Bronze Jan. Mikey Boy said Mountain takes it. Is there more than one Mikey Boy? I feel like there is. Lazy Boy, I need to stop reading the same people. Lazy Boy said those magic runes don't mean much after getting it. But he didn't get Tuckered. He said knock the F out, but yeah, that's not a Tucker. He's 10% too high. Let's find out what your name is here. Mo11 said, ooh, boy, that's a scrap right there. Yeah, that is a scrap. I think in universe it would go a lot cleaner than this, or a lot closer. But yeah. I mean, there you go. Obviously, Sir Marin Trent is the greatest, but that just didn't end up that way. He didn't make it out of the wild cards. I did the wild card round, and he didn't make it in. So the next match I did. So we had, like I said, so coming up next, we got Brynden versus Darkstar. So this is our first wild card, which was Gerald Darkstar Dayne. And the fact that Gerald gets any love is so beyond me. That one makes no sense. The amount of people that like swear by Gerald Darkstar Dayne as like a good fighter, like completely goes over my head. I'm like, what are you talking? When has that ever been stated? He could even success in like slicing a chick's face off, or like a girl. The Brynden Tully 100% should have got a Tucker here, but yeah, travesty is what one person said. Let's get your name so I can credit you. Sabby Hernandez Jr. thinks that this is a travesty. What, you wanted Gerald to win? A lot of people just dropping that he couldn't even kill a little girl. Brynden is not a little girl, is what Breaking Brian said. Like, yeah, Brynden will fight back, bro. Gerald, let's get your name. INO said Gerald Darkstar is just an edgelord. Arthur wannabe. Blackfish is actually has a metal. I mean, I honestly want people to think like, I don't know. My opinion on this is Brynden should be up there with the SS tiers. I can't believe he hasn't got a bracket yet. I can't believe he hasn't made it to the playoffs. He still didn't make it to the playoffs. One of these brackets should be the Blackfish bracket. In my opinion, he's up there. He's up there with your Barristans and your Jaimies, in my opinion. I can't believe he's not, like, at least, you know, the Ryan Redwine's up there. Like, he hopefully once we get a couple more tournaments in, like 3 or 4 years from now, and have a big, long Santa Claus beard, we'll have a couple people out of the way, and hopefully Blackfishing can get his due, because he deserves a bracket of his own, dude. He's great. And the fact that it wasn't a Tucker against Darkstar is insanity to me. Like, it should not even be close. So we're moving on to the stag bracket. We got to start moving here. Robert Baratheon, 89% to Arthur, or to Arya Hota's 11. Just imagine in the weird world where Darkstar somehow beats. Oh wait, no, they were on 2 different brackets. Never mind. I was like, they could have went in round 2. No, they would have had to go all the way around. And there is no world that Darkstar or Arya Hota get that far. I do think Arya Hota deserves a little bit more love than people give him credit for. Diego P said, I found Arya's backstory in Novos really interesting. I would love to know more about it. Having said that, without more information, there's just no way we can give him fight over Robert. Oh, absolutely. I don't think you should fight Robert. Or could beat Robert. And I 100% hope that we get more Arya, like, fighting wise. And then Phoenix with some flair, who I believe is in the comments right now too, said, I'll be honest, I'm partly voting against Robert because I think he's just an awful person and I don't like him, Lamal. And but I also think Arya could pull this off. Hey, whatever's your motivation, you can. This is America, man. People vote against people all the time. So yeah, there you go. They're right here. What's up? And then Hota, only non-Kingsguard that Robert faced. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, you should stand by it. I think that's actually really good reasoning. No slouch. Yeah, sorry. I should have said this at the beginning, but people in the chat, I'm doing this all by myself. I don't have anybody with me, and I'm jumping the screen. So if you for sure want me to answer any questions or want me to see something, send in a super chat. And also, I put this entire tournament together completely by myself, and this is like my 3rd year with them being big. Give me some love, man. I could be upstairs watching TV with the wife right now, but I'm down here working on this for you guys, and so we can get down to the business of, after you get rid of Barristan Selmy and Arthur Dayne, who won the last 2 years, so they're not in it anymore, who's good now? Like, now who's gonna win? That was really interesting about this year. It's like, no, we finally got rid of, get Arthur Dayne out of here, and then like Barristan Selmy, who's next? That was a big question. I was like, it's gonna be Jaime or Dunk or Robert or Maegor. Should be Sandok, but the people still don't know. People, you guys still don't know about Sandor the Shadow. You think you know, you say stuff and you comment, but you still don't know because he didn't win. So you must not know. All right. And then, Mikey M. So there's more than one. There's Mikey Boy, Mikey M. Hota is literally feetless. You're one of them feet fetishes guys who always brings up feets. You guys notice that? There's a lot of people who bring up feets because they're into feet. Sorry, feets. So am I. No, I'm not. All right. Why would someone give him the win? Literally, why? Vibe? Anyways, Robert slams. Well, we already know one reason, because Robert sucks. A lot of people hate Robert. And, there's a lot to hate. What did I say? Everybody knows the cameraman never dies. And I said, the cameraman died in Scream. He goes, what? Checks this immediately. Then, damn, the cameraman rides had a good run. That was Lazy Boys. Like, hey, the cameraman never dies. I'm like, what about in Scream? Wait. Damn it. That was so funny. Oh man, I love you guys. I love you all. All right, we're scrolling down. We're headed towards, oh man, Fiston Cole. God damn, Kristen Cole. Beat my girl Visenya, man. Now I gotta read one of these. Yeah, Kristen Cole takes down another Dark Sister wielder easily, and Visenya ain't no slouch, but Cole is a legendary Kingsguard. Yeah, Diego P, when you say it that way, I'm okay with Visenya losing. I'm never going to state that I don't think Visenya would lose against Kristen Cole. Kristen Cole's a top tier for a reason. She put up a really good fight. I just want you to give me a reason other than she girls, she lose, which a lot of people give, and that's just boring and lame, and you know what? Sexist. So just like give me an actual reason. And yeah, so let's find another one. Oh yeah, the Universe Finest said not voting for Visenya, voting against Sir Crispin. See there, told you it's a very valid reason. And then Dark King 09 said, damn it, I love them both for two completely different reasons, but I have to go with Cole. Visenya over any of her siblings. I like that take. There's a reason why Aegon's not in this year. I'll probably put Aegon in next year, but like, man, Visenya deserves it. Yeah. Well, the Robert Love stayed strong, and I thought it was Dunk's year too, Jeremy. Like, we were always on the same page. I thought Dunk was going to take it, and Sandor should have. But that's just not how the mop flops. That's not how the cookie crumbles. Oh, is that AI or L? Just AI Black Laugh. It's all right. Most skilled Kingsguard of his time, and one of the most skilled in history, almost. Aegon's wife, no contest. So yeah, he went Visenya. Yeah, and then we had some comments that were stupid. Yeah, I think we're good. We can move on. Visenya lost, and that's it. This is the best time as ever to state that I did put out that poll because I was really tired of she girl, she lose, and I'm sure a lot of people were. And yeah, I'm not saying that any girl fighter absolutely deserves to beat Jaime Lannister or anything like that. I'm never stating that. But I was like, all right, what are we going to do? I just don't want to keep putting the girls in here just so people can say some piggish stuff, which was happening. I had to delete some stuff, quite a lot of stuff, actually. And instead of putting up with that, I was like, all right, guys, do we want to keep them in the tournament or just give them their own? And I was going to go with whatever the answer is. And then I even threw in a both, and the both lost. People just want the ladies to have a lady bracket, and we're doing that. We'll do that this year. I'll do a ladies fighters bracket, and I'm extremely excited for it. I already started putting them together. So yeah, I'm done with that. So yeah. Thanks. I thought it was smart to take new winners out too. Yeah, otherwise, yeah, Arthur won the first two because I did one when it was a lot smaller and it was a lot less yeah, dude, Brienne's so good. We'll get to Brienne later. But yeah, it was a lot smaller. And it was like him versus Oberyn Martell like 4 years ago. And then when I did the first big one, And now I'm holding continuity from that first big one. And I'm glad Arthur won, so we don't have to talk about Arthur Dayne anymore. So we're moving on. So that was Kristen Cole. Now, this was probably the worst top tier I had, but I do think Robar Royce, it gets a lot of love, but he's definitely one of the lower of my top tiers. I wouldn't call Robar Royce like, up there with your Jaime Lannisters or anything, but I do think that it makes sense for him to be a top tier guy. So yeah, he lost 62 to 38. So Diego Pete said Sir Humphrey Harding for the win. I love Humphrey Harding, and I would have loved for him to win. And then Tyler Chapman said Sir Humphrey won a melee and unhorsed 14 knights. So once he gets his trial by combat, so once again, this is trial by combat season 4 rules or trial by 7 rules with a horse. Oh, you want to know if they're on a horse? I mean, I think it starts on a horse, but I guess that gives certain people like advantages who are not on horses. So I don't really know. Do we know if Maegor started with Tyrick Lannister? I don't know. Did it? I don't think it's ever stated. I think the only trial of 7, well, we only know about 2. And the other one that we know about, started on a horse and a horsed on 14 horses. But I don't know if Maegor's did. So yeah, it's kind of whatever you want to go. I'm not painting scenarios. I still want this to kind of be fun and light. So yeah, you think Robert got done dirty because you don't think he fought back against Loras? Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I think in the book he's definitely. Loras cut him down because he wasn't going to fight Loras. Like, that's not, I don't think you can judge Robar Royce for his performance against Loras Tyrell. I really don't. I think that's bogus. I'm going to take a drink as I scroll down here. Vito Fritas said, can we agree that Robar is just getting that one because his house is cooler? Both of your standard tourney knights, but Harold is older, won a melee was a melee champion, arguably best jouster in Westeros at the time. One of them, I will agree, one of them. Unhorsing 14 knights at Ashford and being able to fight. So a lot of people think that, just because you're winning at Joust doesn't mean you're winning here. And that's true, but I do think that it shows a lot. Like if you can win 14 jousts in a row, you at least got balls and you got a lot of skill. Does that mean it's going to transfer into one-on-one fight? No, those are two completely different things. But I definitely don't think it's a non-issue. Like I do think it helps you build a resume, right? So yeah, one person argued, we can agree that Robar is getting this one. 63% of the voters didn't read Hedge Knight. I don't think that's true. I think, especially with A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms out, I think that Robar Royce was barely in Game of Thrones. Like I feel like the name recognition of Humphrey to Robar is not 63% difference, but I don't know. And also I'm okay with people voting even if they haven't read all the books a million times like me. I'm not a gatekeeper. I think I've stated this before, but I was a fan of A Song of Ice and Fire because I got into the YouTube community before I got into the books. And of course, eventually I did. I pretty much have them all memorized at this point. But it was the amazing community that got me into it first, and the amazing YouTube creators that pulled me in and made me want to learn more. And I knew so much before I got into them. And do I think I was a lesser fan at that point? No, I don't think. If you know this stuff and if you want to vote, you vote. I don't I'm okay with it, is what I'm saying. All right, so this is our first upset, and amazingly, it was from a wild card person, and this was Baelor Breakspear versus Gawain Corbray. And I'll tell you guys, Gawain had a run, dude, and I'm so proud of Gawain Corbray. He's definitely made it into being a high tier for next year. Spoilers, he didn't win. I'm sure everybody here knows. Anyone who's watching this stream follows everything, I'm assuming, so you guys do know who won eventually at the end. But I do think Gawain Gawain's gonna be, in the upper tier. He's no longer gonna be fighting from the bottom 100%. And that's he earned that, getting as many wins as he did. So yeah, so he won this 62-38. Bob Roberts said, Gawain has a legit chance of taking the stag bracket. He should beat Robar next round, and either Kristen Cole or Bobby B in the next. Those won't be easy, but at least he has a chance. Yeah, well, we all know that he wasn't going to beat Bobby B, but yeah, he did have a chance. I think he had a chance. Mikey M said Gawain slams, not going to lie. And then let's find out a name here. Will HWILL. Will said, bunch of Eustace Osgrace in here. Love that. Love that for you guys. Corbray all day is the one and only handle set. You're just the one handle, all right. HCLW, you're in the chat, right? Aren't you? Yeah, see you, buddy. You said, I love Baelor, but he's going against the man that stalemated the premier night of his era for an hour, and Daemon. Gawain should have this. Couldn't say it better myself, man. Couldn't say it better myself. Yeah. Yeah, in Baelor lied, it was 7 lances. I agree. So yeah, Fire and Blood 2, it's gonna shake up so many of these brackets. I'm with you. I'm with you. You're gonna start seeing names pop up in here that are gonna go crazy. I think Quentin Ball will have his own bracket the second that book comes out. Like, I think Quentin Ball's gonna pop up. Even Gawain Peak, who I didn't have this year. I should, though. And then somebody just, all right, I'm not saying that. That was an inappropriate comment. It's funny, though, but I'm not saying it. All right. Where are we now? At this rate, we're not going to get through these. You guys better put on some coffee. We did Baelor versus Gawain. So now we got Aemon the Dragonknight with his first victim with Argilac the Arrogant. I mean, good job, Argilac. I probably should have had Argilac as an upper tier, because one could argue he's better than Robar Royce. I do think of Robar Royce as the worst upper tier guy I had, and Argilac is like the best lower tier I had. He probably should have been higher, honestly. But yeah, hindsight, yo. It only, that's why it's called hindsight. It only worked in hindsight. So yeah, what's this guy's name? George Perchal said Dragonzord. I know that's not you're referencing, but I just went right to Dragon Ball Z. Mikey M said the Dragonknight, but not in a stop if Argilac is in his prime. Yeah, Argilac's got some feats, dude. Jeremy Hall said no dragons to deal with. My money's on Argilac. Yeah, Argilac definitely is good. I'm never going to state that. I'm never going to go against that. And then Lawrence Reed said this is a good one. And then Carlos Otero said Argilac was one of the best warriors of his time. Aemon was one of the best of all time. The Dragonknight should win here. Yeah, I think that everyone agrees that it shouldn't be as much of a stomp as it is. But Aemon should win, right? Is that kind of what's up? Yeah. Yeah, he got done dirty a little bit. Yeah, yeah, I agree. All right, so let's move on to the Great John. Move on to Great John. So yeah, Great John Umber just ate up Balin Swan's lunch. Not quite a Tucker. I want people to know this is impressive. And it's like, when it's not a Tucker, it's Balon Swan. And honestly, if I had Balon Swan, here, let's look really quick. If I had Balon Swan as an upper tier character, no one would have said anything. Like, he's another person who probably should have took Robar Royce's seat, but I didn't. But like, Balon Swan's really good. Not that archery comes in play, but he's just good in general. And the fact that, like, the Great John still took him out this good. I gotta give that to Great John. Good job, man. Balon is I can't read that. I feel like I'm reading everybody the same guys, but it's always what comes up. Sometimes I don't get as much comments, and sometimes arguments happen and there's like 100 comments. Efron T said in a fight between Morningstar and Greatsword, Great John wins easily, but if Balon can fight with his bow, then Great John's mail would be ineffective at stopping the arrows. You're right, but I honestly think, how many arrows does he get? How many arrows does he get into him? Like if we start in the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Pit, let's say they're fighting in that, because I can tell you how many arrows I can get off on somebody before they get to me. It's about 2. Will 2 arrows stop Great John? I don't think so. I think it might kill him eventually, but you're now holding a bow. You're sacrificing those 2 hits to not have a shield. Hey, now when he gets up at you, you're going to go, ah, and he's going to one swipe cut you in half. So I still think with a bow, Great John has this. I'm just saying, I think Great John could take 2 arrows, unless you hit him in the eye. And he still has a chance. I think, chill, and then he dies. I think everyone's going out. So, yeah. Let's move on to the fireball. Let's get those great balls of fire. Let's get those big old hot balls. What am I doing here? I'm scrolling, so I'm stalling. All right, so Quinta Ball versus Khal Drogo. So let's bring on the he has no armor, so he loses argument. So this argument is valid. I just hate when it's the only argument. Because a lot of people are like, well, this guy is way more skilled, but his armor isn't there. So are you saying that Joe Blow can just put on plate armor and just go rule Essos? No. It's a play. It's important, but I don't think that you just put armor on somebody and it trumps anything. It's not like the get out of jail free card where you can take Jocelyn Peck's good. You can take Wex Pike and put him in armor and then put him up against Khal Drogo. Khal Drogo's cutting him into shreds. I hate it when it's your only argument, is all I'm getting at. But is it valid? Yes, it's one of the many things that should come into play. But it shouldn't be like, he got no armor, he lose. No, it definitely should come into play. But I think you guys know what I'm saying. So here, Word Herb. It's a great, your name is Word Herb. That's an awesome name. Word Herb said Fireball has this in the bag, going to the first point. That he has armor. As a master at arms, he trained the Red Keep. Trained the best warriors. Baelor, Maekar. He said the king who bore the sword in all caps. The king who bore the sword. And Bitterstill, which was such a problem that he called him Cuck Raven, had to kill him. Yeah, I mean, all that's valid. Yeah, see, no armor is a big problem. I'm trying to find things that don't bring up the armor. Efron T said two. Nope, that's still, everything's about the armor. But yeah, so like I said, but other people are bringing up other points, of course. Efron T, let's read Efron T. 2 formidable fighters. Drogo's Arak fighting style is based on slashing, which would be ineffective against armor. I think it would be less effective. Fireball wins today. Now, just giving it to Fireball, I am completely okay with. But also, where does it say that Fireball has plate armor? I know, we just assume he does. Yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make. Yeah, you don't need armor to win in such of these fights. Yeah, I'm yeah. a lot of the no, you're not. There's no but. You're completely agreeing with me. Yeah, I think that that there are people who are just that good. A naked Barristan Selmy could carve through half these guys like carving a cake. It's just true. With no armor. Maybe that's, I've contemplated that for one of my tournaments is I do a naked tournament. Like nobody, everyone's naked. It does help a lot. I'm not saying it doesn't. I completely agree with you, FRT. It does help a lot. You're right. You're right. I'm just saying, and you're not one of them. I read yours because yours wasn't one that just said armor lose. No, you also brought up how the Arak, especially against armor, is less effective. So yeah, you're bringing up that too. But the point I would like to make is Khal Drogo is just that damn good, and he does have a lot of skill, and that's why I'm just glad it wasn't a Tucker. It was not even close. He was 31%, and as far as these round one matches go, he did pretty good. We have so much to get through, guys, and yeah, so let's keep going. I got me Aemon One-Eye coming up. That was my nickname in high school. Here we go. I'm still scrolling down so much. So Gyra Morgan, I snuck 3 Morgans in here. I did, man. I put in 3 Morgans and 3 Royces. One of the Royces, Waymar, didn't get out of the wild card, and I think I had a Morgan in the wild card too. But yeah, I snuck in 3 Morgans. All right, yeah. So Aemon One-Eye versus Gyra Morgan. Gyra the Green to you. And yeah, One-Eye took this 77 to 23. Yeah, Diego P said, sad how Gyra got disrespected here. Shake my head. And then One-Eye. See, I know I'm not the only person because Mo11 says One-Eye in my top 10 Westerosi fighters of all time. Now, I don't believe that Aemon One-Eye is top 10, but I do think that Aemon One-Eye is really good, and that's why I put him in the top tier. But yeah, then we got Word Herb. God, I love that name. What has Aemon ever done other than burning villages from Dragonback? Plus, he has no depth perception. As somebody who's blind in one eye, I do admit it's a major drawback. I'm blind though. I'm not completely blind, so I think that the fact that one of mine is like blurry also, and the other one isn't perfect either. I think I would actually do better if I just only had the one. Honestly, I would still wear glasses because this one's not great. Yeah, I'm not using a sword anytime soon. All right. Yeah, so Mikey M brings up, I'm not going to go through all the comments after, but yeah, crazy that top 2 swordsmen in Stormlands and the best warrior in Stannis' army is losing to a one-eyed fraud. I don't know if I would put Gyard as top 2 in the Stormlands. I think he is top 2 in Renly's army and then in Stannis's. But like when it comes to my tournament, I mean, you got Robert in here who's not a swordsman, but there are better fighters. Brienne's a better fighter, but there's a better fighter. What about Brienne? There are better fighters, I think, but I do agree with Mikey M that Gyard is considered one of the better fighters in that group, right? In that Stormlands at that time, those summer nights, right? He is definitely one of the better ones. So now on the topic of summer nights, we got Loras versus Andric the Unsmiling. I was kind of having fun with this one. I knew that Loras is going to win no matter what, but I was like, if I just throw giant, freaking huge Andric the Unsmiling, can I get like at least not a Tucker? And yeah, I did. I didn't get a Tucker. I'm glad. Loras took it 74 to 29%. Let's look. Hawk McBride. The underrated GOAT. Yeah, come on. Yeah, no, we'll talk about him later. Next time, it's a very good possibility. I had Osmond in the wild cards, and I wish I saw some of the other Kettle Blacks fight. Like, that's the only thing that kept me out of having all 3 in the wild cards, but I might next year just have 3 Kettle Blacks in the wild cards. They're not going to win, so who cares? Just throw them down there. They get slaughtered. All right. Jeremy Hall said Loras, costing his family name. He's a real great jouster. Oh, coasting on his family name. He's a real great jouster, but hot-headed and a green-effed boy. Ironborn fighter, getting no respect again. Hey, I agree. I agree. Does Yogu P just get to him first, and that's why he's always on the top? I feel like it is. I'll scroll down. Ginger Grant? That's your name? Ginger Grant? All right, Ginger Grant. But you have a picture of Ginger from, I almost said Little House on the Prairie, Gilligan. So you're just a fan of Ginger. Got it. So you said Andric has to fight scared fishermen and Loras fights against armored knights. That's not a bad argument. But Andric kills those scared fishermen really efficiently. It's not about what you're fighting. It's about how hard you're fighting them. And then, I don't want to keep falling in the trap of like reading the same guys over and over again. So, I haven't said it yet, but everyone who's here right now and everyone who commented and everyone who voted, I love you guys so much. You have no idea how much it means to me that my stupid little tournaments get as much love as they do from you guys. And you're all really like punctual with it. Like you're there all the time. Like if you comment on one, you comment on them all, and it makes me very happy. So, and it's actually Diego P, I think, was coming in late and commenting on like swaths of them, and I have it set to newest, so that's why he's always on the top, and that's why he's going to get me to read him a lot. That's really funny. Where are we? We just did Loras. We have my boy Ryan Redwine. Ryan did not do too good last year. He was in a really hard bracket. He was in the Legends bracket, and I think he only made it out of like round 1 or round 2. He died pretty quick. But because I had such faith in Ryan Redwine, I gave him an upper tier, and man, did he run with it this year. He did really good. Ryan Redwine, here we go. With Iron Emmett. Poor Iron Emmett.
You got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, dude. I love Iron Emmett, and I do not regret having Iron Emmett in these brackets. I might put him in Wildcards next year, but I think Iron Emmett's really good. And yeah, he was fighting the wrong guy. Mo Levin said Barristan Selmy, the only name that you should ever put up next to Ryan. Yeah, he is that good. And it said he won the tournament last year, so he isn't in the tournament. So he won't see him. Yeah. Sometimes I comment just a little too wooden, like I'm not getting that people are joking, or how they're talking. Let's get your name. Nicholas Gabby said, I love Iron Emmett, but I don't think he has the skill for this. No, probably not. I think eventually. I think if Iron Emmett stays alive for 20 more years, he's like Corrin half hand, but without the half hand. He's Corrin full hand. And Iron full hand. Iron full hand ain't a bad name. Mikey M said Ryan decimates. He did. He got a tucker. Rebel Lord Terran just said red wine. Good evidence. All right, you guys, you ready for my boy? No, not your boy, my boy. Apparently ain't your boy because he didn't win again. He's my boy, and I stand by my boy because that's freaking Sandor the Shadow. Just ripping Archibald's green guts out, man. Oh, poor Archie. Archie got fucked up. Ooh.
You got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, dude. Archie got fucking handled. Poor Archie. Word Herb, who I'm just going to keep reading his comments because I like saying that. Sandor takes this easily. Dude came out on top 1 versus 13. Yes, he did. Baylor Breakspear said, okay, hear me out. This must be the Justice for Sandor tourney. Am I right, chat? Right? I commented, yeah, I hope so. Like, I want Sandog to win. Yeah, a lot of people just, Sandog, yeah, no reason. Yeah, Univa's Finest said Archie's doing great, fine, but on the Quentin quest, but Sandog would clear it easily. Yeah. Even with drink, is that yeah, even he could fight like half of the people in that whole plot and be fine. Yeah, Sandok, just like that. Sandok rules. Look at that. Maybe I'll put Iron Emmett in the wild cards next year just so we can get some wins out of him. Because I feel like he deserves it. Yeah, I'm his biggest hater too. You're his second biggest. I got so upset with him this year. Yeah, I want us to learn more about Andric 100% too. If I'm not looking at all your comments, please. Oh, Diego P is here. Yep. He would have cut. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Where was I? So I did Sandok versus Archie. So yeah, we don't need to keep going on about that. So Daisy Mormont versus Braun. Yeah, I'm excited for the all ladies bracket this year. Braun I'm not reading that one out loud. Braun fights dirty. Let's get your name here. Oh, that didn't help me. Melikor Darkfell. Great name. Do you practice the dark arts? Sort of sounds like. Braun fights dirty. Northerners are too proud to stop that or stoop to that. That's not a bad take. Hot take. Daisy Mormont, your arguments will not change my mind. Thank you, Rebel Lord Terran. All right. I completely agree. I think Daisy Mormont. Didn't somebody in here call Daisy a little girl? Maybe that was earlier. Maybe that was in the wild card. But somebody's like little girl, and I was like, Daisy Mormont's not a little girl. She's a girl. She's huge. What are you talking about? Oh man. Like she's like 6 foot tall, dude, and rocking a mace. Dude. But yeah, maybe that was somebody else who said that. But yeah, a lot of people really like Braun. So yeah, we're moving on. And we're finally getting to the back half. Oh my god. Literally there's like equal amount of round one than there is the rest of it. So when you're like, I can't believe we're still in round one's huge. And then we start to move. So yeah, let's move on. There's the back half of round one. So we're only halfway through. So we're gonna go to Maegor the Cruel Gore versus Mance the Ray Gore. That doesn't work. That didn't work. All right. So was it to Tucker? I really thought it was going to be a Tucker, dude. Mikey M said Maegor, but Mance holds his own. Yeah. I don't know if I can say that name. I can't say your name, so sorry. I can't believe you got that past YouTube. But you said this one's a joke. ... I don't know. I love Mance. Mance did really good back in the day when I would like put all the fighters all in one area. So it's like north of the wall had to fight together. Like I was like breaking them up. Like there was a Stormlands bracket, northern bracket, north of the wall bracket, and Mance just had to fight through like Rattleshirt, harm a dog's head. Yeah, like Mance did really good back then. Now that I have Mance just in the greater tournament, yeah, at least it wasn't a Tucker, but it is against Maegor, dude. Arthur Dayne wiped out in round one. Who could have guessed? That, of course, are the Mance equals Arthur Dayne. That's Roman C who said that. That's freaking hilarious. Okay, we're moving. Sorry if I'm not reading out all the comments. I'm just, we got a lot to do, guys. We got a lot to do. Completely agree. Jaime does think highly of himself. All right. Oh, yeah, I know what that is. Yeah, people who throw Jaime's comments against his fight against Brienne, I do think that needs to be looked at. And I know that's what you're saying right now with a little bit of grain of salt because it is Jaime. He's like, wow, I can beat this person. Yeah, it's Jaime's. Jaime is not at that level in the story, not the most believable narrator, especially when it comes to himself, because he is super arrogant. But yeah, Lionel Baratheon versus Black Tom Heddle. Poor Black Tom Heddle, man. He got tuckered hard, man. He's gonna be walking funny.
You got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, dude. Holy crap. Lionel Baratheon came to play too. And I know that, the show just came out, so a lot of people liked him in Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. So do I. Probably, I think it's a tragedy that we're not going to see him in the next couple of seasons, just because he's not in the books. But eventually, if they ever make it further. But yeah, Black Tom, dude, I love Black Tom's fight against Dunk. I think Black Tom's really good. No one else did. Black Tom got fucking manhandled. Rebel Lord Taryn said at the Laughing Storm all the way. No question and no doubt about it. No doubts about it. Efren T, you said one will stop mocking and the other will continue laughing into the next round. And then Mikey M said Lionel for sure surprised at 50-50. I think you must have voted right away, Mikey M, if this was ever 50-50. The next comment's like, yeah, it's 94-6 now. You must have voted like the second person. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bob Roberts said he totally could take these being slept on. And yeah, there you go. Moving on. Cregan versus Brienne. So yeah. Here's our first of the Cregan run. I think this is an absolute tragedy. I disagree with this 100%. I think Brienne should have had this. I do. Ooh. I think Brienne should have this. I think that if you give Brienne's track record to anybody who's got a name and is a male, if there was a Targaryen, a Lannister, a Baratheon, or a Stark, or whatever, a Morgan, one of them Corbrays, right? If you gave one of them her track record of fighting three outlaws at once, holding on against an still emaciated Lannister or Jaime Lannister, what she did at the melee at Bitter Bridge, beating up all those guys and then going and beating up Loras Tyrell. If you gave that track record to, Frank Corbray would be killing it. I'm just saying. But yeah, I think it's tragedy. And it's not just that. It's not just how much I love Brienne. I think Brienne is definitely one of the better fighters, and she gets slept on in these brackets. I think Cregan is overrated as fuck, man. I don't think he had it bugs me. So much of this bugged me. But yeah, right here, Sean Burgess said, I think he goes, no way Cregan beats the Maid of Tarth. Said, I think Brandon, yeah, but no way, yeah. Sorry, guys, I'm just reading. Yeah. What was Dark King's name? Is it just Dark King? Yeah, it is Dark King. All right, sorry. Dark King said, Cregan just executes dudes and sparring with famous figures, but sparring and fighting are two very different things. Yes. Aemon was impressed by Old Man Cregan. Prime Cregan would have the Brienne for breakfast. So thank you, Melikor Darkfell. But I wish more people brought up where the Cregan love comes from. Do you remember? Do you remember who said that? Do you remember who told you that Aemon once said that he went toe-to-toe with him and he was the greatest fighter of all time? You know who said that? I'll be quiet. I'll look in the comments. Who freaking said that? Bran. Bran did. Bran said that. He's not a maester. He was saying it to Osha when they're down in the crypts looking at stuff, and he's like, hey, Aemon said that guy's cool. Okay, my daughter's 6. If she just randomly is like, hey, my great grandpa fought Mike Tyson and said that Mike Tyson said he was the greatest fighter of all time. That doesn't mean shit, dude. Like, I don't buy that. I think that it's fluff. And even if it is true, 100-game telephone, and sure, Bran's a time traveling god, but not at that point. If he said a crow told me that, that would be different. But he didn't say that. I think that's bullshit, and I think Cregan's overrated as fuck. And he's going to say thank you. Well, and also the Dragonknight might also be the most overrated. But we at least get some feats. Is there any mention of him fighting? No. Other than Aemon saying that he was the finest knight he ever came up with. We don't know what that fight looks like. We don't know any of that. Yeah, not one single. No. Thank you. Yeah, the only thing that really pissed me off the most is like it was like a double. This one like literally got to me. But I had Cregan over Brienne because he did better in the last tourney. He did really good in the last tourney. So I gave him the higher seed. And she is probably one of the best lower seeds, right? But I kept her in that slot, and I just threw it out there. And I know that people don't like voting for ladies, but like so much of it, I'm like, yeah. Not only did I not want her to lose, but I didn't think he should have won either. It was like a double-double. All right. So there's people who are saying they don't know how big Cregan is. But Brienne's huge. And then the one and only handles say Cregan starts all vibe. We actually see Brienne can do she's a real deal. Yes, he is. Yes, she is. And then a comment said no, he isn't just all vibes because and the Dragonknight said that. Whatever. Yeah, Universe Finest just said Cregan Glaze. Dude, he's gonna get a high seed again. Like I'm not gonna let my personal bias get in the way, and I'm also ending this. I'm not gonna bitch about this any longer. I bitched about it long enough. But he's going to get treated well in the next tournament, but I don't want to. I don't want him in it. Get out of here. All right, cool. Let's talk about Vic. My boy Vic versus Pate the Woodcock. Pate the Woodcock is better than like half the people in here. Oh my God. I'm okay with Vic beating him because I think Vic is amazing. But bro, Pate should be like when people were talking about like, oh, Gerald Hightower's like in the best, like one of the best fighters of one of the best Kings Guards of our time. Well, yeah, Pete the Woodcock was the best fighter and the best Kings Guard of all time, though. Like, come on. I put him in the wild card because there's no art for him. He's really lesser known. And I just like put him in the wild card, hoping that he would do. I wanted him to do exactly what Gawain Corbray did and just eat through it and just eat all the way up. And he didn't. Yeah, that guy. Is that your name? You're just gonna go with that guy? Oh no, you're not. Zetrell. Zetrell said Pate deserves the win. He is the best 1v1 fighter of the best Kingsguard of all time. Yes. That's correct. Rebel Lord Terran just said Victorion. Good argument. Love you, dude. All right. Oh, yeah. So somebody's asking, are we talking pre or post resurrection, Vic? Because nothing short of a decapitation is going. Well, we don't really know if new Vic is somehow more powerful. We just are kind of going off vibes on that one. Sorry, let's get a name for you. Clint Page. That is not what I expected. Your name was Roebuck McKinney. So yeah, Clint Page. Clint Page said, asked, is it pre or post resurrection? He was never resurrected. He was just prevented from death, which isn't the same as resurrection. But I think whatever one you think is strongest, honestly, I don't care. If you think that devil, like dragon crusty burn hand is better, then go with that one. I think it's sick, man. I like late book Vic. He's terrifying. Justice for the Woodcock. Completely agree. The one and only handle. Yeah, man. That's good. We had a lot of comments on this one. And I love the Woodcock, but yeah, Vic's gonna break that Woodcock. 26 comments on it. He did pull a cane on that captain after he did. Sorry. Clegane's a good fighter. Sorry, I'm not gonna get too much into this. Yeah, thank you. All right, we're done. Maybe he sucked Regan, but that's not. He didn't say that. It was just. We're not gonna pretend like Bran knows all. I think later Bran does, and I think future Bran is talking and communicating with this Bran. I don't think this Bran is omniscient yet. He's like fucking 8 in that chapter or 9. I'm not doing the math right now. Brienne is probably bigger than Clegane. All right, I wanted to move past the Clegane Brienne stuff. We're moving. Well, we had one more, so let's just read it. So Clegane is a great leader, but without I agree. So moving past that, I don't want to talk about Clegane Brienne anymore. My heart's too broken. All right, let's move on past Pate's wooden spear. God, I love Pate the Woodcock, man. I do. I made myself sad putting up against Vic right away, but that's just kind of how the tournament worked. And like part of me was like, man, you should put up against somebody we can get up, like so you can get a win. But I don't know. I didn't want to stack anything and put anything in my favor. I really want to be as straightforward with this, with a non-bias as possible when it comes to making the brackets. So Sandor versus Celio Falel. And the Hound took this 83-17. Jennifer Pierce. Yeah. Jennifer Pierce. Let's go Pierce. I think Farrell is small. Sandor just has more reach on him. He could dance in close and get hits. But I don't think it would be sufficient. Also, I think he would yield. Sandor doesn't care about dying, so he would just fight hard for his ego, but not for his life. Syrio would fight for his life, but not to kill, if necessary. Yeah, I think without. So I don't know if Syrio wouldn't have armor. So Diego P goes without armor or very light armor, Syrio. And if they fight in armor, So I don't know. We never seen Syrio in a fight? Like I think the Bravos, like over in Bravos, I think they normally wear like light armor, but I think if he knew it was a fight against Sandor, he would put on armor, right? I mean, I don't know though. We've never really seen him in a real fight. We just saw him with a stick beat the crap out of a bunch of guards. And we know that he's just really high skilled, but he's kind of small. Yep. And then JDS. Ooh, I'm not trying to comment, buddy. What happened here? There you go. It's just JDS. JDL. JDS said this is actually a better matchup than people might originally think. I agree with that. And let's move on. We got so much. I want to keep reading comments, but man, we got so much to get through. So that was Sandor versus Syrio Farrell. Now we got Corn Halfhand versus Otho Bracken. This one kind of surprised me. Honestly, I thought Otho would do a little better, especially since he's the fart guy. But yeah, Corin 78 versus Otho's 22. Sorry, I'm going to be drinking a lot of water, guys. I don't know what state you live in, but even in my state, that's half the year a frozen ice cube. It's been really hot lately, so I'm like sweaty. I'm drinking a lot of water. So where was I? Word Herb said killing somebody with a blunt axe is not the great feat some of these comments think it is, while Corn on the other hand, is that damn near the boogeyman for the wildlings, and that's for no reason. That's not for no reason. So yeah, you're saying accidentally murdering somebody or purposely murdering them in a melee with a blunted weapon isn't really that hard, but like just being the boogeyman for the wildlings is. I think that's a fair point. Mikey M said Corn for sure. He didn't. I said I made it cool like that. Corn for sure, no punctuation. That's what he said. But I think Corn for sure would have been better. Tyler Chaplin said brute strength usually wins, but the half hand has years of experience. Yeah, he does. Arthur Dayne wins again. I forgot my name set. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're moving on. I just start reading and I want to keep reading. So, wow, here we are. The Viper versus Daario. Oh, man, I was actually really surprised. I always thought Daario was considered like one of the really good fighters, and he does not get a lot of love in these tourneys.
You got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, man, you got tuckered. Got tuckered right at the tuchus. You got tuckered in the tuchus. Is that, come on. If I got anyone to laugh with tuckered in the tuchus, freaking click like or something. Come on. Because I made myself laugh, tuckered in the tuchus. All right, yeah. So small chance Daario might seduce Oberyn. Hey, that might work. But the Red Viper is winning this one. Diego P said, I knew Oberyn was going to stomp, but wow. Anyway, poor Euron had no chance. In a straight fight, Oberyn wins. Daario could catch him slipping and assassinate him, though. All right. Oh, sorry, I didn't read who said that. Onyx, the Gem Lord. All right. You're like a Lord of Gems? Or you're like Onyx is a Pokemon. Sorry. All right. So Chables, hey Chables, said, ooh, interesting match. Thank you, Chables. Kyle Scott said, what a matchup. Yeah, thanks. I do this for free. Wink. So, all right. Yeah. Let's look at comments really quick. And yeah. I voted for Cretan. This is so good. I voted for Cretan because I misread it as Creighton, like Creighton Longborough. He had some great feats of whom the singers sing. Yeah, he fucked the Night of the Red Chicken, dude. I should have Creighton. You know what? Writing it down. Creighton Longborough will be in the Wildcards next year. Should I put the Night of the Red Chicken in there? No, he's like, we don't even know who that is or if he's real at all. Oh man, I'm cracking myself up right in the crack. So yeah, let's get to Strong Belwas versus Beric Dundaliano. Where am I here? Sorry guys. Oh, I went back too far. Oops, I screwed up. I screwed everything up. I was doing good and now I'm not. All right. Strong Belwas. Anyone else hear like Andre the Giant? Like that's the voice in my head for Strong Belwas. Oh, Strong Belwas. Oh, I do a really bad Andre. Oh, Hogan. No, I can't do it. I tried. Belwas in a good fight. Thank you, Mikey M. Diego P said, my man Beric. I knew it was a matter of time before you were getting to run out of lives. Rest in peace, Lightning Lord. You watch your watch has come to an end, my friend. I thought you were voting for him, but you were saying his eulogy. That's freaking hilarious. Beric, the only guy in this tourney with a losing record. Dude, the Beric hate is why I put Beric in here. I love the Beric, like the Beric crap. Dude. He did win all the way through Wildcard, so at least you had that for him. Joshua Bryant said, I think all things equal, Belwas probably wins. Tournament rules absolutely work against him here. Yes, Beric died a lot. What matters, though, is that he died to several characters that also would butcher Belwas. Yes, that's a good point, all right? Because, yeah, like, a lot of people have brought up, like, yeah, Belwas or Beric has a losing record against Clegane, and then he was hanged once. And isn't it some random MFer who has a kill on him? I think it is. And I know like Emery Lord's like hung him, but I think there is like one random like, who is that guy? I should put that guy in. So yeah, so tournament rules work against him. Yeah, he's armored with a flaming sword. Depends. The one fight we see him in other fights, but the main fight we see Beric in, he's not wearing armor. Just saying. He goes naked. And loses. So there you go. Strong Belwas versus Beric. I already did that. All right, now we're getting into the Lannister. Jaime Lannister got 87% versus Savage Sam. That's how good Savage Sam is. Because you would think that would be a Tucker, but no, man. Savage got that out. My game said Jaime for sure. Mikkel, I said it earlier. Melikor Darkfell said with or without Heartsbane, two-handed Jaime with a normal sword is pretty close. He doesn't have a normal sword, he just doesn't have a Valyrian steel sword. Like two-handed Jaime did fight with like a cool, like golden, really. I bet his sword was the best non-Valyrian steel or Dawn sword you can get, right? Was it Adrian Hendrickson? Hello, Adrian Hendrickson. You got a guy standing behind you in your profile picture. It's pretty funny. It's a pretty funny profile picture. If it was Sam the Slayer, he wins, but it's not, so it's Jaime. Do you think Sam the Slayer could be Jaime? Hey man, respect. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. All right, we don't need to spend any longer on Savage Sam. No offense to Savage Sam. He seems like a crazy guy. But yeah. Like one of the first characters I ever covered. Jaehaerys the first Targaryen, the second upset. I think second of two upsets. Lynn Corbray by a nose, man. Lynn, creepy Lynn Corbray just killed one of the best Targaryen fighters. I couldn't believe this. I thought Jaehaerys, I couldn't believe it. I thought Jaehaerys was going to like stomp. I did. I thought he was going to move in. But no, man, people love the Corbrays. So yeah. Lynn would lose to the Apple Eater. That's not wrong. Thinks Will said that. And then yeah, Jeremy Hall said it. Jerry was a legend, but Lynn is someone who enjoys killing, just loves killing. He's more dangerous, especially if Jerry isn't motivated to take you out over his daughter. Yeah, and you know, Lynn's not into chicks. So I mean, if Lynn slept with like one of the Targaryen princesses, yeah. I think Jerry's win over Braxton Beesbury is one of the most decisive fights we see in the entire, and it's not just off of size. Like we see decisive fights as like a big guy just hacks somebody down. But when it comes to two people who are relatively the same size, the skill difference in how Jaehaerys did that is nothing short of amazing. It really is. I think that Jerry is one of the best skilled fighters. He's not like giant. Like, that's the only thing. If you put Jerry's skills on like Maegor's body, I think that's better than Maegor. I think he's might actually be more skilled than Maegor. I know I'm going to piss a couple people off saying that. I'm just saying that dude was skilled as F at what he did to Braxton Beesbury like that. Would just like tire him out and then cut in all the little tiny spots in his armor and just slowly just rip this guy apart methodically until Braxton's like, oh, and then he just holds him down and stabs through his visor. Brutal. Damn. Yeah. One has Everett said one has incredible PR, the other a terrible one. One obtained the Lady Forlorn in battle, the other Blackfire by being the king. One is a deadly and dangerous fighter, the other one is skilled swordsman. Thank you for calling him skilled. Today's outcome should go different from the one of the red grass field, which that's you voting for Lynn. Yeah, and then somebody said something wrong. All right, so House Targaryen is about to have a third sword. Oh, George said that. George Perchel. Let's get your name. That doesn't help me. DNGN. I'm not going to read that out. All right, J-Dog trained like he was expecting for his uncle to come back from the grave and challenge him for the throne. Yes, he did. And that's why J-Dog's good. Really good. I'm okay with him losing. I'm not complaining. But yeah, man. Beesbury was drunk? What? You making that shit up, Efren? Upset. What? Yeah, no, I knew I was going to piss somebody off saying that. Placement makers levels are crazy. All right, maybe I'm a little crazy. But yeah, I think Jerry's really good. It's David Reeds is the goat. I love David Reeds, dude. Oh no, I clicked a random thing. Son of a bitch. I think we did. All right. Yeah. David Reed is the voice I hear for a lot of things too. Yeah. Sorry. All right. Maybe I shouldn't put him at Maegor's level. The point I was trying to make was if he was bigger, he would be amazing. Like, he would be up there on the best fighters. But the fact that Jerry was the size of a normal person, like, we don't ever hear about him being super tall or strapping. And if he was, I think that he would just stomp people. But that's not what happened because Lynn, weird, creepy Lynn, won. So yeah. Speaking of people named Damon, I didn't set myself up at all. Fuck it, man. All right. Damon versus Damon. Damon Blackfire over Damon Morgan. Oh my God. The third Morgan. Oh no. This is the second Morgan. And
You got knocked the fuck out.
bro, just stomp Damon Morgan. Oh my God. You think Damon Morgan could get me Liv Morgan's number? Is it spelled differently? Yeah, absolutely. That's not Morgan. Liv Morgan. Plus, that's not a real name. Where are we here? So, what's your name? Your name is just Dallas. Dallas said, if only them damn Mirish crossbowmen got there sooner. Oh, poor Damon. Blackfire. Emarty said, I'll take the guy who made it cool first. Take the guy who made it cool first. I don't get that joke. I'm stupid. Sorry. And then what's this name here? Janverb said, I think it would be close without Blackfire, but with it, Damon would win 100%. 100%. Very close. 95. You're not wrong. Of course, Aegor Bitterstill showed up. House Blackfire forever. I got to put Bitterstill back into these tourneys. He'll make it in the next one. Don't worry. All right, cool. Let's move in. Keep the chains of moving. Right. Garland Tyrell versus Adam Marbrand. Yeah. Sorry, Marbrand. You made it through. You made it through the wild cards, but you did not make it very far. The gallant all day. Yeah, a lot of people like Garland, dude. That was at JM Murdoch who said that. The gallant all day. Sorry, I'm moving on. Oh yeah, Diego P said honestly, Garland's biggest achievement is sparring with 4 men at the same time. Hey man, I don't king shame, and that is doing heavy lifting here. But I think Adam is more proven. So I commented on this of what about Garland killing Gaiar Morgan in single combat at the Blackwater? Because I feel like when people talk about Garland Tyrell, not a lot of people bring up that he was wearing Renly's armor, an ill-fitting armor, and took down Gaiar Morgan. So that was really impressive, in my opinion. And then, Diego P says, yeah, it's a fair point. That guy was supposedly the best fighter in Stannis' army. But yeah, I'm not going to read your whole thing because it's really long. But yeah, so I just want to bring that point up. Renly, there we go. Lazy Boy got it. Renly's ghost cannot be slain. I don't know why that got me excited. And Black Lab said, I honestly don't know. Both are incredibly skilled. Who'd you vote for then? I don't know. All right. Lord Rebel Lord Terran said, I know Garland will win, but damn, I want Adam to win. He is such a cool character. He made it out of the wild cards. Guys, Adam did fine. All right. He lost to a really good fighter. He made it really far. All right, let's look at some of the comments. Yeah, sorry your heart got broke. Sorry. So what was I? A lot of these have moved on. Man, I'm not high on Garland. He's good, but honestly, I think people inflate that sparring. No, you're right. He's training against 4 guys at once. None of those guys are trying to kill him. 100%. People do inflate that. But I do have to, I'll read your next thing. But I do think that the feat of him taking out Gaiar Morgan is just worth bringing up. That's it. And yeah, you said, yes, but we got to remember, he had Shockin on his side, as well as the rest of the army that hadn't been fighting. Yeah, you're right. Because if, a ghost showed up haha, I'd be like, what? Whoa! I would be a little freaked out. That's why I'm not fighting. That's why I'm not fighting with sword and board. Are you a sword and board guy? I would be. I would probably be sword and board. The biggest shield I could hold. Protect me. I'd probably be a shield and a run guy. That might be my fighting style. All right. Maekar versus Giles Morgan. There's that last Morgan. We snuck him on in there at the end. And man, I love that I got 3 Morgans in. But yeah, Maekar had a really good run. So how is the Lord Commander of the Kingsguard losing? That makes no sense. Yeah, no, I thought Giles had a really good chance here. Maekar, mayhaps he is strong. Morgan, yeah, and then Diaper Fang, great name, said Morgan's getting dumped on. Necessarily, they aren't super popular again. Yeah, I mean the Morgan's just getting dumped on. I'm gonna keep them. I don't know if I'm gonna keep all 3 Morgans in next year, but I think if I get rid of one, I'll knock out Daemon. I mean, he did get tuckered, but. And yeah. I think I'll keep in Gaiard and Giles. Maybe we'll see. I am starting to work on it already, by the way. So moving. Kronos Bach. That's a name. Yeah, that is your name. All right, cool. If you click it, so you only read the one YouTube thing, and if you click it, you can see it more spelled. That's why I do this. All right, so he goes. We do Canonically, thank you. Canonically, no, Maekar stalemated 2v1 against skilled fighters. Giles killed an old man in a trial by combat. And then somebody goes, how do we know that? When? And yeah, I'm not really sure what you're referring to of the 2v1. I don't know who you mean by 2v1. Is it sometime during the trial by combat with Dunk that he fights two people at once that I'm not remembering? And yeah, I think that Giles also has a lot more going for him than just the one trial by combat. But yeah, I think Giles is great. I love Giles. Moving on. We're on Oris Baratheonis. That's how you pronounce that, right? Baratheonis. Sorry, I gotta go all the way down. All right, cool. Let's look at comments before we move on to Oris. Oh, his brother and Sir Lionel. He did fight both of them at once? That happened in the trial by combat? Okay. Well, all right, man. He's talking about show. There you go with Maekar. Yeah. All right, that might be more show things, but yeah. Yeah, the what the hell factor does help. I'm assuming you're talking about the Guy Morgan fight. Laura says he's better than him. Yeah, is it weird that I'm like super over, but Blank said this, like, I get that, and we should take that up sometimes, but I do want to see some hard evidence. And I know I am the asshole who puts in characters that don't have hard evidence, so don't read into that comment that much. All right. All right. So where are we? Somebody asked if he's in his prime, and I said, yeah, if that's how you want to see it. And then let's get a name here. Renee, but not spelt the way I think it would be spelt. Renee said, no respect for a man of the people. So, oh, wait. We're here. Yeah, Ori's 78% to Thoros is 22. I'm going to be fucking, my brain's dead when I'm done with this. This is going to be like 3 hours. You guys better be clicking like. Send in some super chats too, guys. Come on, man. You're killing me over here. All right. It's the most disrespectful way I've ever asked for, like, hey, you know, if you guys want to send in something where I can read it and see it, that's how I normally do. But now I'm just like, I'm dying. So help me out. Send me a copy. Yeah, the man of the people of Thoros Amir getting, yeah, that's what Renee said. No respect for the man of the people. And then Joshua Bryant said Thoros got robbed here. He has the cred and the feats. He's another one of those guys who's into feats. Yeah, no, he does. And you know what? I think Ori's is a little on the overrated side. I won't put him at Cregan's level, but close. I don't think his like achievements are like, you know, fighting Argilac, but that's kind of it. Thoros Amir. Sorry, Lazy Boys said Thoros Amir first to the gate, first to the breach at the Battle of Pike, and half the size can drink with Bobby B. Yeah, no, he's got that fortitude. He can put down the boats. Hey, I'm just looking for names. Now, oh, well, here we go. Somebody was going to say what I was about to say. Pokey Dot said, I don't know too much about their combat skills, but I'd have thought Thoros being first over the wall, so through the breach or over the wall, however you want to put it, winning the melee at the tourney of the hand and surviving the war as a guerrilla fighter and wielding a wildfire sword would have made him at least a bit closer. Yeah, I agree. And then they said, what are Oris's feats beyond beating the last Dondarrion king? Genuinely want to know. Yeah, and then I said, honestly, I think that's it. Somebody said getting captured by Will. He was just too good, nothing impressive, not even as a commander. Yeah, that's what Diego P was saying. He only won when his armies had like an unfair advantage. Yeah, that's kind of right. Thoros can't be that. Oh, somebody said Thoros can't be that great. He lost a fight in his life against a woman. Okay. That's not even true. When did he ever lose a fight against a lady? Which is Stoneheart. All right, cool. Whatever. Oh, Sweet Robin fanfic. Oh, I'm being trolled. Oh man, the Preston Jacobs got me. I was like, what are you talking about? Oh, the Sweet Robin fanfic. You got me, Sun Claus Wits. That's a name. All right. Moving on, right? Aren't we almost there? Yeah, we got a Darren. Darren the first. Oh, there's the third and final upset with Melee's the Monstrous just whomping just whomping Darren the first. So yeah, that's good, man. Melee's yeah, I don't love Melee's, but he surprised me. He was down there because he never had a win in the other brackets, or like just one. Like, I kept him on low seed for a reason. He moved on up, dude, to the east side. He finally got a piece of the pie. Where was I? Just chatting giddy? Just chatting giddy? Said, we know nothing about Darren's fighting skills. Melee's, on the other hand, we do. And yeah, Melee's wins. Yeah, all right. And then, of course, Aegor Bitter still said, woo, King Blackfire, or King Melee's Blackfire. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, nothing really to here, but there's a couple comments I'm not gonna read out loud. All right, but yeah, poor Daemon. People always talk about the young dragon in, like, like in universe. It's like, like the Dragonknight or the young dragon or one of these great fighters, and it's like, dude, not in this tourney. Melee's just romps him. Is David overrated? Daemon overrated? I guess. Because, yeah. It's upset because I'm just saying that because Daemon was doing so much better. He never had Blackfire, though, right? We don't know if he ever had Blackfire. That's not stated, is it? Yeah, the Blackfires do know how to fight. No, I would put it as an upset just because the way I put these together is that Daemon did better in his last tourney and Melee's did worse. And that's what put them. So that's why out of all of my matches, all of these that we've just went through, right? All of these, there's only 3 where the name on the bottom one, because I deemed them as a lower seed, and I was right all but 3 times. And I think that actually means that I did pretty good at putting these brackets together. So yeah. Where were we? We got one left. So yeah. Moving on to the final round 1. Oh, and we got the Smiling Knight over Small John Umber. There were people commenting like that they thought Small John was small. And I think that's really funny. Just because his name's Small John. I don't know if I'm going to find it, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to look for it either. All right, so we just let me get a name. Matter. All right, just Matter. Okay. I just think we don't know nearly enough about the Smiling Knight to clarify. To clearly say that he beat Small John. Yeah. And let's find your name. Oh, it's just Jay. I liked the book version of Small John, but in Jamie's words, and this is Gatehouse Amy said, you could kill Lord Beric, Sir Jamie. You smooth a smiley knight. Please, my lord, I beg you, stay and help us with Lord Beric and the Hound. And then Jamie said, the sword of the morning slew the smiling knight, my lady. Sir Arthur Dayne, a better knight than me. Yeah, and that's why Arthur Dayne's not in these brackets anymore. But yeah, I love that scene. I love Gatehouse Amy. Love Gatehouse Amy. All right, moving. We don't have to dwell on that one too much. The Smiley Knight moves on. A lot of people are, Lazy Boy said, hell yeah, the Joker of Westeros. So let's look at comments. And I really respect the smiling, not the best, but he's fought the best and didn't get smited immediately. Yeah, he did good. It's like Big Walter. yeah, exactly. We're like, yeah, Small John. He's like the Small John. Great John. It's like, dude, they're close to the same size. Like, she even says he's nearly as big as Big John. Isn't that, or Great John? Isn't that what Kat says? It's something like that. Yeah, Aemon had Dark Sister. They had it until Daemon took it. Do we know that? I don't know. I don't know if we know. Yeah, I don't know if we know that melee. I know the Blackfires or somebody other than the Targaryens have Blackfire, but it wasn't stated anywhere that Melee's Blackfire had it. That's the only thing. That's all you got. Yeah. But that's my only argument. It was not stated that Melee's Blackfire was wielding it. So yeah, the Golden Company probably has it or somebody does around there. But yeah, I know you meant Darren. Not Melee's. Oh, god dang. Oh, then I'm confused. Jordan just kept the crown. Yeah. What are we even talking about? They had it until Darren took it. Aemon had Dark Sister. When did Darren take Blackfire? I don't know. We're moving on. I'm confused. Round 2. So front half. Now we're moving on to Duncan and Gerald Hightower. And yeah, Duncan beat the crap out of Gerald Hightower. I was very surprised by this win. In this one, I was like, Duncan's gonna take the tournament, guys. Like, I knew it. AI Black Lab said Gerald both Lord Commanders of the Kingsguard, but I think Gerald beats him in terms of skill. Here's a name we haven't read yet. That doesn't help me. Frederick Cocker. I don't know how to say that. Duncan versus a proper white cloak, not a chance. Hey, that's a take. And then injuries. Bronze Banner. That's not at all what I thought your name was going to be. Gur gotta gur a lot of her. Gur gotta gur out of her. That's what your comment was. Gerald gotta go out of here. Oh my god, that's a comment. Corey Link said, "Did we read the same books? Hodor could take Dunk." I mean, because of Dunk's fight with Lionel Baratheon when he's older, it does a lot of heavy lifting when it comes to Dunk. But I just love that. Like, dude, what? Did we read the same books? All right, and then Kevin Nutzling said Duncan throughout his long career as a fighter defeated a Targaryen prince, Blackfire king, a Storm king, and many skilled knights. I don't think Gerald can match him based on the Legend of Legacy alone. You're not wrong. I mean, there's a lot, but we just don't know how those fights go, and that's my only issue with Dunk is we don't actually see those fights. And then somebody's like a Storm king, and it's like Lionel. And he's like, yeah. And then somebody's like, that's a Baratheon, not a Darren. He called himself the Storm King. Yes, Lionel was a Storm King. He crowned himself Storm King. Duncan the Unstoppable. And then, yeah, everyone T said Duncan the Unstoppable. And then Lazy Boy was like, the overrated. Yeah. All right, here we go. We're moving on. So, yeah, Dunk the Lunk, thick as a castle wall, is thicker than the high tower, I guess. I know that Dorne kept the crown. All right. Yeah, it was a flail in the artwork. So we know that he didn't have Blackfire. Well, in the artwork. That doesn't prove everything. All right. Why are we saying Darren lost Blackfire and Dorne? I never heard that at all. Is that true? I don't believe that. I know he lost the crown in Dorne. That's the only thing I ever heard of. From last I heard, Daemon Blackfire, like, didn't Bittersteel take Blackfire, like, and they never got it back. Like the Golden Company has it. I'm pretty sure it does. But yeah. Because that was the whole thing. And since Daemon II didn't have Blackfire, didn't have the sword, and didn't have our I don't know. I'm not having this. This had nothing to do with anything, so I'm not going to have this conversation anymore. But yeah. Moving on. Yeah. Gregor. There we go. Gregor versus Brendan Blackfish. I can't believe Blackfish got done so dirty this year. He did not do super good, and it makes me really sad. Because I freaking love Blackfish. So yeah, Blackfish gets beaten by the Mountain. Mountain is just too big. Sean Burgess said, I think the fish sticks him with the pointy end a time or 3 before it gets chopped up. Sorry, somebody else is bringing up something else. So Matter said Blackfish is a little out of his weight class. Yeah, that's not wrong. Yeah, and then somebody, let's get a name here. That didn't help me. Levacour, I don't know. Said, I think the Mountain might sweep this whole tournament. And then I said, he has Dunk next round. Do you think he could beat Dunk? And they say, does Dunk have the plot armor? Yeah. Because solid wisdom. Considering Dunk often needs to resort to brute strength, I do worry that Gregor might have the upper hand. Yeah, well, we'll see next round. He doesn't, but we'll see next round. All right, moving on, guys. Bobby B versus Kristen Cole. So close to a Tucker. It was 1% away from being tucked up there, being tucked right up in the tuchus. Yeah. So Dark King said, I hate this. My 2 favorite psychopathic warriors, but I'm picking Robert. And then Shane Carpenter said, never knew Robert's hammer could make coleslaw. Coleslaw? Funny stuff there. But funny stuff, Shane Carpenter. Oh, man. And then I went full on chubby. I commented, I know I'm too chubby. Because when you mentioned coleslaw, it made me think about West Virginia regional hot dogs. I did a regional hot dog thing for a while, and I just tried a bunch of regional hot dogs at work. And West Virginia is topped with mustard, onions, chili, and then coleslaw over it. And it was really good. The chili with the coleslaw. Who knew? So yeah, Robert beat Kristen Cole so much that it made me hungry for West Virginia hot dogs, which I refer to as Mountain Mama dogs. Did you guys still here? Click like and subscribe. Fuck. All right. And then 3070 in Robert's favors, what somebody said. And Juris said, oh yeah, Bronze Banner. Yeah, your name's way different. Atomic Bomb versus a coughing baby. That's hilarious. I don't think that's accurate, but that's hilarious. Caden Corning said that. Then, yeah, Mikey M said it's 50-50. Yeah, can move on. Looks like a lot of arguments between 2 people. Yeah. Not reading any of that. All right, before we move on, I'm going to look at comments. Yeah, Gregor being so huge helps a lot. Yes, but still is the last time. Yeah, cool. I'm not dumb. All right, cool. This fighter's culture, I think Cole, despite hate he gets, was among the best fighters in dance. Oh, absolutely. There's a reason why, it's spoilers, but I won't say what it is, but the reason why he gets got the way he gets got is because people don't want to fight him. Because it's like, dude, just because you're a really good fighter doesn't mean Aegon should be freaking king. But like Cole is super good. Yeah, no, I think you're completely right. I think he could have won. Robar versus Gawain. Gawain from the bottom all the way up from the wild card brackets, getting some major wins, dude. Yeah, like I said, he's going from wild card this year to a high tier next year. Just so you knows. Where am I here? Robar versus Gawain. Yeah, Robar 88-12. Jeez. Let's get a name here. Command and Chronicles said, Sir Gawain, stand his ground. Corbray is one of the best fighters in A Song of Ice and Fire. If nobles and small folk alike say that Daemon Blackfire fought like the warrior himself and was undefeated by Blackfire in his hand, then imagine how skilled Gawain Corbray was to engage him. Now, my man Gawain did lose, but only having to fight the legendary bastard for nearly an hour. Of course, this is all according to, like, you know, histories. But yeah, out of all the knights and warriors, Daemon's time, only our White Knight of the Vale gave him the best and hardest fights. Yeah, I love Gawain Corbray. Someone, yeah, then Diego P was like, someone please remember how good Robar Royce was. I remember he was good. Oh, please help remember. Help. I think you meant to say, please help me remember how good he was. I remember he was good. Maybe as skilled as Guy Morgan or below him, since Skyard was regarded as the best soldiers in Stannis' army. Robar would be like what? The second best soldier? Anyways, Gawain Corbray has a Valyrian steel sword, so yeah, he takes this one easily. Yeah, and then Carlos is like, hey, it's pretty good. And then he gets talked for a while. And I'm not reading any of that too much. All right. Mo11 said, ooh, this is another hard one. Probably two of the hardest to come out of the Vale. I'm not going to touch how you worded that. Oh, man. You worded that greatly. Mikey M said Gawain takes it. And yeah, moving on. The two hardest to come out of the Vale. Sorry, guys. I couldn't leave Sleeping Dogs lie on that one. All right, we're on Aemon the Dragonknight versus the Great John. Look at the Great John. Just get swamped, man. Poor Great John. But yeah, Aemon Dragonknight's gonna do good. We all know that. He has his own bracket for a reason. Oh, where am I? Here I am. Here I am. Right? Yeah. We're good. What's Pawit? All right. I don't know if I should say all that. Parit Pornronthong, that's a name, said, Great John. And then I forgot my name, said Big Bonk. Mikey M said, Aemon can beat even the Cleganes. He takes the Great John down. And then Lazy Boy just said, Shameless Dragonknight Glaze. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that. And then somebody said Fire and Blood. Yeah. There you go. Aemon took Great John 84-16. So, moving on. Gawain. All right. All right. I don't know why I say Gawain like how Wayne and Gar say swing. I don't know. Gawain. Like, it's always just been a thing. No, I just did that one. No, come on. Quentin the Ball versus Aemon the One Eye, and yeah, 75-25. Yeah. Quentin Ball ain't nobody's fool, dude. He's moving on. He's moving on up. So Quentin Ball, Aemon the One Eye. Diego P said the stomp should have been harder. I kind of like Aemon and the Greens, but he has no shot here. Wow. Are you thinking of the wrong ball? Sabby Hernandez Jr. said Fireball was trash. Pussy Willows. Pussy Willows was Glendon Ball, who might be in the next one. I really want him to. Manamini Cats said Fireball FTW. So yeah. And then Aegor Bear still just let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's somewhere between 8 or 9 exclamation points behind Fireball. So yeah. Sharukan. Right, moving on. No, it's Hadouken. That's the Fireball. Hadouken. So yeah, moving on to Loras versus Ryan. Now this is good because this is the first time somebody in their own bracket loses a bracket. So this is us watching Loras here lose his own bracket. So next year it will not be called the Flowers bracket. And if Ryan won the bracket, it would be called the Red Wine bracket. But we'll see if that happens. But yeah, so we know it's not going to be the Flowers bracket next year. Loras only had 39 up against Ryan's 61. My butt's starting to hurt sitting on this chair. I know you guys needed me to say that. You need to hear that. I know everyone's sitting over there like, how's his butt doing? Kind of hurting. So Diego, I always read Diego P because he's always on the top. Mo11 said, I said it once and I'll say it twice. Barristan is the only one I can see effing with Ryan. So yeah, Ryan wins. Well, until next round. Saffron T said, no way a 17-year-old Loras is going to defeat Ryan Redwine. He has been a legend for 200 years. With the other isn't even the best of his family. No, Garland's better than him. Blake Fox said, we still have to wait to see, but this might be the first of the number 1 seeds of the brackets to fail. Yes, that's what I was saying. And if so, it's nice to see the quarterfinals and semifinals won't just be the number 1 seeds. Yeah, I'm really happy that's not how it happened. So yeah, I'm happy it happened this way. So yeah, and then here we go with Sandok versus Braun. Poor Braun. Somebody has to fight Sandok. It's not my fault. I just fed Braun to the wolves on that one. Yeah, I want to learn more about Quentin Ball too. Quentin Ball and his big old ginger balls. Yeah, the ginger balls, guys. He had red hair. Maybe that's why I called him Fireball. Maybe he lost 1 ball. This is some good TV. This is why you guys tuned in. Thank you for wasting your day. I was in such a mood when I started today, so like I knew I was gonna be in a mood. All right, so Sandok is probably top 10 fighters in the Song about in a World of Ice and Fire series. Braun is not even top 50. Diego P said that, and I completely agree. I don't know. I think Braun might be top 50. And then Cannon Fire said a nuclear bomb versus coughing baby. And I said, don't call Sandok a baby. I was just having fun. We all know who winning that. Yeah, no, this is actually a really good comment. Jay just said, Sandok wins by default because Braun is not fighting that. And yeah, I do say by submission. Braun could just be like, yeah, no. That. Look at that guy. He fought a wyvern with nothing. And then just somebody said Braun was overrated. Well, apparently not that overrated because he got stomped here versus Sandoki. But yeah. Let me get the name here. Atomic Nova said that. Yeah, Braun's overrated. I don't think Braun's overrated. He's not one of them. Not as much as the other people who we've established is overrated. So let's move on to the back half of round 2, guys. Oh my God. Maegor versus Lionel Baratheon. And then, yeah, we got Cregan versus Vic. Sandor versus Corrin. I'm not reading them all out. I thought I was going to, but I changed my mind. Maegor versus Lionel Baratheon. And, yeah, let's get to that. Got the Laughing Storm versus the Cruel. And yeah, Word Heard said Maegor was fit cannon grown men at 13. That is true. Bob Roberts said, I think it's funny Maegor gets so much credit for surviving a trial of 7, even though he was pretty much dead. And then Lionel survived a trial of 7 of his own in much better condition and goes on to take on Dunk. But Maegor gets way more credit. It's kind of a, yeah, I mean, I don't even think that's an apples to oranges. I think that's an oranges to oranges situation, but you need a little bit more context. But yeah, I mean, you got a point. Lionel did survive a trial of 7, and Maegor did as well. Those trial of 7s were so very different, though. Like the Hedge Knight trial of 7, people weren't just trying to murder each other. Like 2 people were, but besides that, people were kind of just fighting. It wasn't like, you guys got to imagine how bitter the Maegor's trial of 7. They were just trying to murder that king. So yeah. Anyway, Renee said that Maegor couldn't even stand up from a chair without slipping and dying. You got a point. Oh man. One of the few. So this is Birdman said one of the few matches I believe Blackfire would give its wielder the winning edge. Yeah, all right. Not a bad assessment. Joshua O'Brien said I'm taking the Laughing Storm in this one. Maegor's only feats are ending up in a coma and killing women. Oh yeah, and then Rebel Lord Taryn said I don't give a sloppy sour shit what people think. My vote is for the Laughing Storm. All right, cool. We don't need to keep reading these. Maegor won. It happens. And then moving on, Cregan beating Vic. This is fucking grade A bullshit. No way. I said no way. Oh man, I disagree with this with every fiber of my body. Dark King said Ned over Cregan Stark and martial accomplishments. Greyjoy with low difficulty. Cregan Glaze is criminal. That's what Universe Finest is saying. And then I said I hate the term glaze, but I do think Cregan is overrated. I don't think he should have made it out of round 1. Yeah, no, I stand by me on that one. That guy said, I love to see Victorian lose outside of Arthur Dayne, the most overrated character in the series. Okay, so now you're thinking, so you think Vic is overrated. Okay. So T-Town 80s baby said, this is going like Oberyn versus the Mountain. Cregan is going to outskill the whole fight and then get killed by a monstrous last grip on his life. Yeah. Monster's last grip on his life. I mean, that's not a bad way to go. Yeah. Cregan won. I disagree with it. Moving on to, let's look at the comments. Cregan beating was actually crazy. Yeah, no, I said it, man. You're the greatest fighter? Oh, shit. I don't know that. What's up? Yeah. Red Wine's bracket. Yeah. No, well, it's not because Sandok took it. I'm not going to give away next round, but it's the shadow bracket. And you know what? Sandok deserves a fucking bracket. So, yeah. Where was I? Sandor, there we go. Sandor versus Corrin Half Handor. And moving on. Where was I? I'm gonna find it. I'm getting there, guys. Sandor the Hound versus Corrin Half Hand. Chris, what's your name? Just Chris. Okay. Chris said the Hound wins easily. Yeah, apparently. 87-13. Rebel Lord Taryn said, I love the Hound, but I want the Half Hand to win just because he is an undercover beast. I don't care if people hate on him, hate on me for saying that. Hey, you keep taking stances, man. Mikey M said Sandor. Lawrence Reed said first to take the black. Sorry, I didn't mean to read that. Lawrence always says that. Everyone T said all Corrin's half-handed accomplishments were against free folk, unless he is Arthur Dayne. The Hound is just whole different beast. Sandor wins. I do agree with the argument that the free folk definitely are a lower class of fighter, but still surviving out in the wild, like surviving so many fights. Like he's literally was like the boogeyman. I think Halfhand's great. Do I think that means he wins against Sandor? No, I completely agree with this outcome. I think the Hound is like I said before, one of the best fighters. 100%. So moving on. Come on. Aemon the Dragonknight, right? Is that where I am? That's not where I am. I'm here. Oh my god. No, ignore that. Oberyn versus Strong Belwas. Oberyn took this 83-17, and so much of this, I think, came down to the fact that that Belwas lets people poke him, and Oberyn has a poison spear, so that's pretty funny. Diego Pete said this one's pretty easy. Oberyn has advantage in everything but strength. Still, it goes to Oberyn in a stomp. Somebody just says both dies. I kind of like that outcome. And let's find some here. Sorry, I want to. Oh, here's an Univa's finest, my glorious king, Oberyn. May you go far. Hey, he goes pretty far. And then Baylor Blakespeare said one cut in Strong Belwas is now paralyzed Belwas. Now I don't know, like Oberyn didn't have his poison didn't it slowly kills you. So I kind of I kind of more lean on them both dying because Oberyn can get that cut in on Strong Belwas. Strong Belwas will just grab him, pull him closer, and kill him. And well, he wouldn't grab him. He's holding the pie pan for some reason. But he's gonna get closer and then kill him. And then 2 days later, Strong Belwas is gonna die from the poison. If he dies, because we know that he ate a bunch of poison locusts and survived. So you know what? Screw it. Belwas wins. No, Oberyn wins. Jaime versus Lynn Corbray. Man, could he just done one more percentage so we can tucker goddamn Lynn Corbray? Oh, man, he deserves it. So yeah, 90 to 10. It should have been 99 or 91 to 9. I wish. I don't know why I hate Lynn Corbray so much. I just don't like him, man. I don't like the cut of his jib. Oh, and then somebody asked me what was up with Targaryens having, or Freys having Targaryen names. I had to answer that. Yep, and Mikey M said, not gonna lie, you're gonna be a little pissed off. Jaime doesn't win this tournament. I have a feeling that people will glaze Sandor Duncan when Jaime is put up against him. Well, he doesn't even get a chance. Even though he beats both. And then AI Lab said Yeah, Lynn shouldn't have made it past Jaehaerys. Let's be real. Jaime takes this one easily. I agree. We don't need to keep going, I don't think. I think we can move on. Getting tired, guys. We've been going for 2 hours, man. Holy shit. Daemon versus Garland Tyrell. Hey, man, you had your chance, Garland, but no way. We're getting to the point where the big boys are playing. And Garland Tyrell just ain't gonna be able to hang out with the big boys. Sorry, but that's just what's up. I'm looking for it here. Did I just pass it? Jaime versus Daemon. What? Okay, sorry. I wasn't there yet. Guys, I am so sorry. This is bad TV. There you go. Scroll down. Will said, I don't think Garland would give Gawain Corbray. Oh, you think Garland would give Gawain Corbray a run for his money? Oh, yeah. And then Bronze Banner just said Big D. And then Garland is Brainy said Garland is great, but I'm going with the Warrior himself. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of comments on this one. As you see, 11 comments because no one had anything to say. It's gonna be Daemon Blackfire. Are you kidding me? It's gonna be Daemon. Maekar versus Orys Baratheon. Maekar did so well in this tourney, guys. I was actually kind of really surprised. And yeah, so Let's find a name. Rhinoceros. 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 Is it just rhinoceros? Your picture is a duck horse. That's terrifying. People seem to forget that Maekar got tapped by random House Pete Guardsman throwing a brick. Yeah, but that doesn't tell you about his fighting prowess. That just means he got hit with a brick. Yeah, no one should like. The poison was. Yeah, the poison was instant. Yeah, it wasn't instant acting. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think round one is Stomp City, and then like the people who got stomps against like really scrubs in round one, you're like, oh man, Garland Tyrell's gonna go far. And then once you get to like the big boys, Garland Tyrell, like shit. It's just like how it happens, where you're just like, oh man, Robot Royce is pretty good. And then like, yeah, but is it gonna beat Sandog? No. Is it gonna be Robert? No. Like, once you get higher up, like you have to start showing up, you know what I'm saying? Maekar versus Ortiz. Did I already read a couple of these? I forgot my name said, need I remind everyone that Baratheons have a track record of slaying dragons? I guess. Rebel Lord Terran said, I think the Anvil has it. Ortiz is a great warrior, but I think Maekar would take it a little more serious. Yeah, I think Ortiz Baratheon, like we said earlier, I think he's a little overrated. So yeah. Moving on to Meili's Blackfire just stomping the Smiling Knight 74-29. Not a full stomp, not a tucker or anything, but a pretty good win. Oh, did I pass it? I must have passed it. Yeah, I did. I think I'm getting too tired to like search now, like finding stuff. That's getting hard. Baylor Blakespear said everyone was talking about the same two fights. I'm no different. The Smiling Knight goes rounds against Dayne. We have no idea how much it took Barristan to finish the fight. Oh, yeah, that's it. I'm sure it was brutal, but the details just aren't there. I'm going with the Smiling Knight. And then, Aegor Bitterstill just said House Blackfire forever. HCLW, what's up, yo? Said, man, this would be something to see. Oh, man, I didn't see. How long is your read more? Okay, not too bad. Both took L's against top-tier fighters in the verse. That's true. I'm really struggling to decide. Meili's is one of the best in the verse when it comes to physical strength, and is probably no slouch when it comes to skill either. The skill side either. While the Smiling Knight was absolutely up there with some of the greats when it comes to skill, considering he didn't immediately get folded against Arthur Dayne before his sword broke. I'm going with Smiling Knight 6 out of 10 times. I really wish we got more details on Meili's. Sorry. How Meili's did against Barristan, because there was just so much hype about the warrior he was before Barristan did what he did. Yeah, I think that's all pretty fair. So yeah, a lot of people had Smiling Knight, but it didn't go that way. So yeah, moving on to is this the quarterfinals? Yeah, the quarterfinals, right? Yeah. No, round 3. Not the quarterfinals yet. Round 3. Duncan the Tall versus Maegor Clegane. Robert Baratheon versus Gawain Corbray. Aemon the Dragonknight versus Quentin Ball. And then Ryan Redwine versus Sandor the Shadow. So we can see who takes that bracket next. And it's going to be Sandor. I already said that. So Duncan over Gregor the Mountain. Yeah. This was a really good fight. I liked this one a lot. I think I even voted the Mountain on this one, just because a lot of times when Duncan gets put on his back foot, he just goes all physical strength and just wants to use that brawling style. And it just ain't going to work with Gregor. He's stronger than him, or he's close to stronger than him. If he's not, it's not going to go that way. So yeah, I think I even voted Mountain on that one. So yeah, this was actually a really good fight. Dark King said it, Duncan the future. Kingsguard Duncan would win. Sorry, current of the last books, Duncan would lose. So and then Nicholas Gabby said Gregor is bigger, stronger, and crueler. Dunk doesn't stand a chance. And then Jack Miles said, aren't they rumored to be related? I don't think so. Everyone's like, I haven't heard that. And then, do you got a name? No, you don't. 464528. Did I just unlock a sleeper agent reading that? Said, unless some good master at arms unlock Dunk's potential later in the series. I do think somebody does. I don't see him winning against the Mountain. And then Jay just said Dunk wins via plot armor. Yeah, that plot armor takes Dunk pretty far. Like I said, I thought Dunk was going to win this whole bracket. So, all right. And then Robert Baratheon versus Gawain Corbray. Pour one up for Gawain Corbray, guys, at 79-21. He did really good. I'm really proud of him. I'm glad that character ran that far after getting out of the wildcard brackets like that. Gods, I was strong then. Should I read this whole? No, it's way too long. All right, it's like a huge, all these quotes about Robert. I'm not doing it. Robert Baratheon said, subbed just in time to vote for my boy. Well, welcome aboard. And then Shaded Bear or Ben B said, people are real quick to put Robert on a pedestal. He is big and strong, but does he really have the skills comparable to Jaime or Selmy? Well, Selmy's not in here, but I mean, people we'll see the win, right? Sean Berger said, I can't believe the Serial, the Dancing Master, can beat a lot of these guys that's left. I said, sadly, Serial did not make it far in the tournament. He lost to Sandor in round 1. So yeah. I don't think. Do you think Serial could beat Robert or Gawain? That's crazy. That's not what I clicked. Do I have it labeled wrong? I have it labeled wrong. Dang it. I labeled it wrong. Cool. I'll just have to read out what it was. Yeah, I don't have Aemon versus Quentin. I can get it here. I'll just read it out. I won't be able to show you guys a picture. I knew I was going to screw up. I had to get like 100 freaking pictures, so I'm not surprised I messed one up. There we go. Aemon versus the Great John? What? Oh my god, I'm way off here. Where am I? Aemon the Dragonknight, right? Why did it say that? Yeah, it's Aemon versus Quentin Ball. There you go. So Aemon versus Dragonknight. So Aemon beat him 85-15. Sorry about all those technical difficulties. Diego P said Aemon wins a close fight, in my opinion. Roy Horrocks. All right. Said, Sir, fiery balls came close. I'm going Aemon. Will said, this will be an S-tier version of a Blackfire versus Corbray duel for me. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, honestly. So, yeah, it's like a perfect way of putting it. So, moving on from that, we got Ryan versus Sandok the Shadow. And we now know it's not going to be the red wine bracket. It's going to be the Sandok. It's going to be the Shadow bracket next year. So let's find that. And then once I'm done going through these, I'll read your guys' comments here. E. Marty said it probably should be Ryan, but he's a goddamn eunuch shadow protector. Yeah, he's so good. I forgot my name. Said, Sir, red wine, you shall be missed. Yeah. Sandok, dude. AI Black Lab said, tough one. If it's just skill, no one has red wine, although Sandok does have a Valyrian blade, a gigantic Valyrian blade, and he's huge. R.I.P. Red Wine from Shane Carpenter. And yeah, moving on. And yeah, back half of the round 3, we got, I was going to read out these. Dr. Luck, think it's a castle wall. Yeah. I agree with what everyone's saying here. Okay. Gawain is the only Kingsguard who was not Lord Commander that Robert faced. Didn't he beat Gyre Morgan or something too? Or Robar Royce? Yeah, he beat Robar Royce. He was a Rainbow Guard. Right? I'm not going back and looking. We finally made it to here. All right, so let's do it. We got Maegor versus Clegane. Sandor Clegane versus Oberyn Martell. Sorry about the yawns, guys. It's been a long night. A long day, long weekend, long month. I've been extremely busy. Life's been hard. Jaime Lannister versus Daemon Blackfire, and then Maekar Targaryen versus it will be the Smiling or Melees. Yeah, Melees. All right. Maegor versus Clegane. Thank God, Clegane's gone. Oh, I couldn't do it anymore, guys. We're getting there. All right, so yeah, Gabriel Canigio said, wow, are we serious right now? Yeah, we're serious. Maegor just stomped him. The name I won't read said Maegor was essentially set up narratively to be the strongest person in the Song of Ice and Fire lore. So I think it's very clearly Maegor. Patchface Paul said Brock Lesnar with the dragon versus Ice Kane. That's so funny. Brock Lesnar versus Kane. It's Brock Lesnar. Yep. And then Bob Roberts finally said everything I said earlier about let's look at the line about Aemon fighting Clegane, as it all just came from Bran. So that's somebody said there, at least. Bob Roberts finally said it. And then Bronze Banner said Maggie. And I said, good old Maggie the Cruel. I've never heard Maegor called Maggie. Maggie versus Jerry. And then, And then we got a couple Clegane's overrated things. And thank God Clegane's gone. One good thing Maegor did. Yeah, no, it's way too high. My soul is healed. Clegane does get his. Thank God. I would be so pissed if Clegane got his own bracket. Should have been a Tucker. Yep, I agree. Like I don't like saying the word glaze. I'm not a big fan of it goes overrated. Well, if he's doing good, right? But Clegane really is. I don't think Clegane should have made it past Brienne, but I stated that earlier. Sandor versus Oberyn, and here's the other bracket that got renamed. The Hound, the dog bracket is now it's gonna be the Viper bracket next year. So Oberyn Martell beat Sandor 65-35. This one, no joke, surprised the hell out of me, guys. It really did. I did not see it going this way. I forgot how much people really like. I forgot how much people really like Oberyn. Oberyn did really good. Okay. What's got? Oh yeah, it's Pot Parong Thong, whatever that name is. No way Oberyn can defeat Sandor. Yeah, I kind of agree. And then Diego P said, I think Oberyn won the very first tourney. Yeah, and I had to go back and look. So the very, very first, so this is me saying it, from 2023. I swear I cannot remember who won. I really didn't count that one because it gets so very little votes. So I went back and looked. Arthur beat Oberyn in 2023, and then in 2024, Arthur won over Robert Baratheon, and then last year Barry beat Dunk. So it's weird how Robert and Jaime didn't make it last year. Dunk did against Barry. It's just how it went. Because Barry beat Jaime. I can't remember who beat Bobby, but yeah. I think Maegor did. I think Maegor beat Robert Baratheon last year. And then did Dunk beat Maegor? That's crazy if that happened. I can't remember how it happened. All right. So Robert P. Tabor said the Hound takes wounds all the time. He can't risk that against a Viper. You know, that's not a bad way of saying it. And then Hawk McBride said Oberyn hella overrated. The Hound folds him. I agree, Hawk. I do think Oberyn's a little overrated, but you know, I think it's cool that we get to rename a bracket. I do think the Hound is really good, though. So, all right, this was one for the ages. Jaime Lannister versus Daemon Blackfyre. What a fight, man! And it's like Jaime's next fight isn't as hard as this one. This one was crazy. Jaime versus Daemon Blackfyre. And yeah, 58-42. Crazy. And then, yeah, Mikey M said it. Jaime won. Now he's got to clear the rest of the tourney. And then Coupley Vikram. That's a name. No offense. Jaime with Oathkeeper sword wins. And I said I don't think he gets Oathkeeper because he never wields it. So it's like weird to give it to him. And then Jeremy Hall said, "It's close. Come on, Daemon." I think I can say now that we had to rename, and I'll say it at the end. I'll say it who gets the winner's bracket. So yeah. And then yeah, Maekar versus Melees. This was really close. Maekar 55-45. And yeah, Maekar is definitely kind of the weakest that makes it into this last bit. And yeah, he gets taken out pretty nastily by Jaime. So yeah. Damn bias wins again, is what Jax Colleen said. And yeah, Maekar over Melees. It would have been really cool to have Melees further. I'm glad Melees did this good. I'm really proud of him. Maybe he'll get a bracket soon. Couple of years. Mikey M said a bit surprised that Maekar is winning this. I feel it's because of Night of the Seven Kingdoms pre-show. I think that he probably more people would be voting for Melees. Maybe. I've always thought Maekar was really good though. Yeah. Yeah, it stayed 50-50 for a long time, and I was like, somebody's like, yeah, let's keep it 50-50. I'm like, no, you can't. We got to move on. What's your name? Bo Big HHB said Maekar and his mace, he's strong. He is strong. And then I forgot my name, said beneath the gold, the bitter steel. Yeah, we could move on. So yeah, Maekar beat Melees. So we're moving on to the playoffs. So this is how the brackets are set. So we can see how they will change next year. And yes, the winner of the bracket does need a name. And I have told you who, I will tell you guys at the end who is taking over the winner's bracket. So then we had Dunk versus Robert. Robert won at 57. Hey, we got some comments. Let's look at them before we move on. Yeah, I'm surprised. But yeah, then Dunk beat Maegor and Sandor in the last tourney. Holy shit. He shouldn't have. He shouldn't have. Kingslayer. David was a great fighter, but I trust Mushroom before I trust Oscar. I trust Mushroom a lot more. Not even joking, I trust Mushroom way more than I trust Eustace Oscar. Maekar was under 6 feet tall. Yeah, so he's not huge by any means. Yeah, I think that's stated, isn't it? Or I think you're doing math, but I think he's stated as not being that tall. Maybe we're all wrong, though. But I've heard that before. Oh, my God. Sorry, guys. Let's get done before it hits 3 hours. For fucking real. I can't believe anyone in here is still listening to my voice. Yeah, he stood a head shorter than Baelor. There we go. I knew it was stated something like that. Because I've heard that before. So yeah, let's get to Duncan versus Robert. We already did that. Sir Dunk the Lunk, thick as a Robert wall. And yeah, Robert Glades is unreal, is what AK said. Yeah, very unhappy with that one. Then the Outdoor Kids. That's a cool name. The Outdoor Kids. The Outdoor Kids said, oops. There we go. Prime Bobby B was a large, young, strong boy. Prime Dunk was a giant, strong, experienced knight. We have yet to see Prime Dunk after years in the hedges, time in the free cities, informal training, etc. Dunk should squeeze out a highly difficult win here. That's probably one of the best ones, best stated arguments. I really like that. I did ask where was it stated in the free cities, and then they're like, yeah, read the postscript of Mystery Night, and I did, and yeah, it does say they fight in the free cities in the postscript of Mystery Night. Completely over my head. Baelor Blakespeare said, we tell Bobby that Dunk is a secret Targaryen when the Daemon rises again. Will said Dunk is 5 inches taller with more experience at their peaks. It's not wrong. And then Blobbert Baratheon said Dunk is great, but I love Bobby too much. Well, yeah, you named yourself Blobbert. All right. And yeah, we're at nothing but bangers at this point, right? Where are we? We're in the playoffs. Yeah. So yeah. Aemon the Dragonknight versus Sandor the Shadow. That was nuts. Is that an exact measurement? No. What is a head? Like 6 inches? Almost a foot? Yes, I don't know. Something like that. 8 to 9 inches? That sounds average. Is anyone gonna laugh at that? All right. Fuck you guys. Aemon the Dragon, I buy a nose beating Sandor. I'm just glad Sandor didn't lose to somebody stupid like Cregan or some shit. Like, I think that Sandor could just rip Aemon in half, but I'm happy. I'm okay with that. I know that how much love Aemon the Dragon gets in this community, so I'm not gonna get too mad. But at least they didn't lose to somebody fucking stupid. It's close. It's on the line. It's on the line of being stupid. No one beat Sandor. Thank you, Vega, Mike Vega. Yeah, no, I agree. Marty said, I'm gonna take the shadow monster. Yeah, me too. And then yeah, Diego P said, wow, I thought Sandor was gonna go all the way, at least in the semifinals. In my opinion, he's better than Aemon, but the Dragonknight is one of those characters that gets a lot of love from the fandom. Yeah, it's really true. And then that guy, Zatrell again, said, I'm sorry, Sandor, but I believe Aemon the Dragonknight is top 1 in the verse. And that's kind of the whole point of a mythological impossible standard no one could possibly live up to. And then, yeah. Bob Roberts was trying to flip it. Yeah, because it like stayed 50-50 for a second. But yeah. All right. Sadly, Sandor loses. It wasn't the justice for Sandor tourney like I wanted it to be. Boo. Boo. Booers. Moving on to Maegor versus Oberyn. This should have been a Tucker. Am I crazy? I just feel like you would go up, try to poke, and Maegor would grab the spear, pull it from him, and just... I don't know. I really don't see that fight lasting longer than like 3 seconds. Am I nuts? Am I crazy? So yeah. Oberyn, you got your own bracket now. Sit down and shut up. Be happy. So yeah, Jamie Hull said Maegor digging holes and taking souls, whatever it takes. Whatever takes him on, rest in peace. And I said, is he the Undertaker? And then we went on a wrestling comments. Anytime anyone says rest in peace, I think of the Undertaker. Brock Lesnar with a dragon versus tall Rey Mysterio. That's so funny. That's so, yeah, accuracy unmatched. Yeah, referring to Oberyn Martell as Tall Rey Mysterio is the funniest and most accurate shit I've ever heard. He's just Tall Rey Mysterio, dude. Mikey M said he was giving it to Oberyn. And yeah. That's it. Moving on up. Where was I? Maegor versus Oberyn, right? Yeah, so that was 61-39. Let's look at a couple comments here. Sandor can put up a fight against any of those men. Yeah. Yeah. Man is a beast. That video I posted makes me laugh. The video I posted makes me laugh. I'm confused. You posted a video? And Sandor needs PR. Sandor does need PR. Imagine Pedro Pascal doing a 619. I can. I didn't know you can post videos in the comments. I don't know. I'm lost. Sorry, Jeremy. But I'm gonna move on. 619. All right, Jaime versus Maekar Targaryen. Isn't there a mask versus mask match happening right now? I'm missing. Who won? Grande Americano? Which one? Don't tell me. Don't ruin it. Jaime Lannister versus Maekar Targaryen. Yeah, I think at least one person's like, dude, like Maekar made it too far. And that's kind of what happened. It's like Maekar kept winning, and then eventually he has to fight Jaime Lannister. Like, yeah, Maekar went too far. Are people for real giving it to Maekar? Yeah, Mace versus Magical Sword argument. Yeah, Mikey's not wrong on that one. And then Mo said, "Come on, now let's not get crazy." I can't read "Now let's not get crazy" without reading in Android 16's voice from Dragon Ball Z Abridged. screw was it screw doing this, screw killing people, and you know what, screw killing Goku. Let's not get crazy. That's how I read it. I can't remember all of Android 17's lines. Sorry. The Mace wins against Plate. All right, Wolf Fox. You're a wolf and a fox. Oh, you're Dakota Lang. All right, Dakota Lang. Jaime got this mid difficulty at best. HCWL said. And yeah, where else was I? And then Adrian Hendrickson with the funny video or funny profile picture. Are you the guy behind the guy or the guy? Said, as much as I love swords, both wear plate armor and develop maces over swords. Even if Jaime is better skilled, look what happened to Baelor. And yeah, Goldhand the Just, as I forgot my name said. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Maegor the Cruel versus Jaime. Oh, I jumped right to the semifinals. Oh, I didn't have a picture for that. So yeah, those are the quarterfinals. So we're moving right on to the semifinals, which is Maegor the Cruel versus Jaime. I got them mixed up. I did screw up something. All right, so it's going to be Robert Baratheon versus Aemon the Dragonknight, and then Maegor the Cruel versus Jaime. So then, yeah, we're going to go right into Robert Baratheon versus Aemon the Dragonknight. This one was so close, and it's still so close. Like, this one could have flipped recently. I should no, I don't need the jack. It stayed. It stayed like this, but holy crap. Robert Baratheon, where is I? Maegor. Oh. Yeah, here. Robert Baratheon versus Aemon the Dragonknight. So somebody JDL said, come on, guys, Robert's great, but not that great. Yeah, and then somebody's like, where are your receipts? Come on, man. Why is Aemon that good? Mikey M said Aemon, especially with Dark Sisters, got this. He can cut through Robert's armor. Then what's your name? The Thinker. Wow, 2 Ers. That's impressive. You think that much, huh? Robert gonna win just because he's the favorite character of most of the people, but Aemon the Dragonknight, he is the best swordsman, and I think even better than Arthur Dayne. Wow. And then yeah, there's a lot of other stuff here. George Prashal said people think Robert is unbeatable for some reason. And a lot of people are like, well, because he is. And then it's like, oh, he's so overrated. Yeah, you guys know how it goes. It was, yeah, we don't need to dwell forever. Bobby B just barely beat Aemon. And I think that gives Aemon, Aemon has a really good chance next year. Because he lost to Robert. I think Aemon has a possible chance to beat. We know that he can beat Sandor. He has a chance to beat Maegor or Jaime. Those are the other guys in here. I think he does. I think he has a chance. I'm not saying he should. I don't think he should. I don't think he should beat Sandor. But yeah, he has a chance. So yeah, we only got a couple minutes. Yeah, Maekar went on a run, dude. Yeah, he did not. I'm giving him a. I'm putting some good fighters. What about Dunk? Well, maybe. Dunk just keeps losing, man. Maybe. Can you please remove Bobby B from future tourneys? Yeah, he won't be in future tourneys. He won. We don't know that yet, but yeah, he will not be in future tourneys. So yeah, Maegor versus Jaime. And yeah, Maegor, man, this could have gone either way. I really thought this was going to be Maegor. I really did. I was kind of surprised that it wasn't. Yeah, Maegor the Cruel versus Jaime Lannister. Maegor actually has more feats. I bet on him, is what Kano said. Kano from MK? What's up, dude? I made you for a really short time in MK11, and then I switched to Kotal Khan. All right, no one's gonna get that. Maegor actually had more feats. I think everybody just has 2 feet. Connor, do you got a different name? No, you're just Connor with a cute unicorn. Jaime's talent is killing a senile old man. Okay, his talent is just killing a senile old man. He stands no chance against an actual king, especially not Maegor Targaryen. And then King Stefan II said his grace Maegor would demolish any who'd stand against him, especially the feeble Kingslayer. Yeah, people were really getting passionate at this point. And then Obscure History said that Maegor was already on Jaime's level, but has a better weapon. Maegor takes this, in my opinion. And then DK said only one of these sat the Iron Throne and came out alive. Good point. What did Renee say earlier? Like, you can even stand up next to a chair. And yeah, we don't need to read them all. There's so much. But yeah, I'm just ready. So yeah, grand finals. We had Robert versus Jaime, and let's look at comments really quick. Maegor is at least top tier. I will always pull for him. Yeah, Maegor is definitely top tier. Is arguably the best fighter. Yeah, I think he's probably the best Targ fighter. I would give it Maegor over Aemon. Like, I would vote Maegor just because he's got that size too. I would put him over Aemon. I just like picture Aemon like blocking with Dark Sister and Blackfire, just pushes, like knocks it out of his hand, like poof. Like, that's all you got, like, I don't know. But yeah, the grand final. So yeah, we had Robert versus Jaime, and then of course, very closely, Robert beat Jaime. A lot of people were mad. But yeah, Jaime's not in the bracket anymore. So a lot of Obscure History says a lot of people seem bitter. The only character that really is capable against Robert is Barristan, and Barristan won last year, so he's not in that. Robert should have lost to Dunk. I'm not saying you're wrong, Will. And then, oh man, that went on for a while. And then HCLW said, I'm amazed if Jaime actually loses this. Yeah, well, you were amazed. Robert is the best warrior. is a beast of a warrior, and in his prime, he wasn't anything to play with. But only two things that Robert has on Jaime is strength and experience. Jaime takes, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm really not. And I think the people who bring up like you survive or get away from like 3 of the hits, then you win. Like if Jaime can like dodge that hammer like 3 times, that's all it takes. And can my camera focus? And Bobby did almost lose to Rhaegar, and Rhaegar I don't think was anywhere near on Jaime's level. Rhaegar's not even in this tournament. I'll have Rhaegar next one. I think he's definitely one. Him and Aegor Bitterstool Rivers, I gotta have him. And the Creighton Longborough. I learned that. But yeah, the problem with Robert, I'm gonna make a reference that no one's gonna get. But Dark Lady Lumaya from Star Wars, old Legends character. She had just this crazy light whip, right? So it was like a lightsaber, but it was a light whip, right? But it didn't just have like one beam, right? It had like 3. And then mixed with it was like this indestructible leather as well. And then like Catorsis, so indestructible, like barbed wire too. So it's like a cat of 9 tails. So that's what I think of Bobby with his big hammer, is she can't block. She can't really fight with another lightsaber, right? Because it's just this big whoom. But if she swings it, everything in that area is cut to ribbons. She's just slicing and dicing, and she can't duel. But if you get touched, you're killed. And that's Bobby. Bobby's not going to be up there like, fencing it with his hammer. He's just going, ja! And if you get hit once, you're probably dead. Because that spiked hammer is just going right through your chest, and your chest plate's going to just get collapsed. But all you got to do, like Luke Skywalker, is find a way around that like twice, and then like so yeah. But yeah, like we said, Bobby's out. I'm looking at Loser gets to sleep with Cersei. Oh man, not incest, or it's not incest, Wincest. It's an old Game of Thrones. Yeah. So Robert to the Hall of Champions. Yeah, Robert's go to the Hall of Champions. I am a Baratheon man, like Donald Noy. Yeah. See, I like both, but Robert's championship was overdue. If Maegor can knock Darkstar with his size and strength, Bobby can do the same. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're just biased, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm actually intrigued about how far Rhaegar goes in the next tournament. We had him in the last one. He didn't go very far at all. I don't think he did. I mean, it's not notable, but I'll put Rhaegar in if it makes you happy. And yeah, you nerd. Yeah, you did. He used the Shoto. He had an offhand Shoto to block. You fucking nerd, lazy boy. Respect. Respect. Somebody's getting my Dark Lady Lumaya references. All right, let's keep reading. Let's do a little bit more, I think. And then AI Black Lab said, I thought Maegor was the most overrated warrior. But I take it back. It's definitely Robert. Oh my God, there was so many arguments on that one. 104 comments, by the way. So many of those are argument threads. A couple I had to delete. Some people are getting really freaking mean this year, man. Jeez. I think that's like my main takeaway is a lot of the people like here who have been here since the last 3 tourneys. You guys all play nice and you're very respectful, but man, there was a couple people this year who were just being real jerks. I had to delete a lot of stuff and things that I didn't even delete. They came up as held comments because they were just people are getting really, really nasty. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. This is supposed to be fun. I don't want people to. It's imaginary characters. It's imaginary character tournament. None of it's real. Calm down. Jeez. Rebel Lord Taryn said when I voted just a minute ago it was 50-50. I have to go with Bobby B. And just so much argument. Robert's Robert the First good. Robert is good, but Jaime is just that guy. That's what None of Your Business said. Just that guy. I'm him. Yeah. Oh, so much. 110 comments. You guys really showed up this year. I'm really proud of you guys. You did good. So a couple announcements. People got to chill out. Yeah, man. People got to chill out. Put Theon Stark in. I mean, I'm not against it. Yeah, but I don't like going further back than Aegon the First. It's like the furthest back I want to go. But yeah, I should put Theon the Hungry Wolf in. So a couple announcements. So Robert Baratheon's the stake bracket had to get renamed, and somebody had to move over to it. And I was looking, and I was thinking. So I was like, well, who made it the furthest in that bracket to lose? And well, I don't want to give it to Gwen Corbray. I feel like there's better fighters to give that bracket to. And then I was going to do the same to Jaime, is who beat Jaime would get it. Or who lost, who made it that far against Jaime. And that is Daemon Blackfyre. I think Daemon Blackfyre is better than Gwen Corbray, no offense. Like, we know he is. He beat him. So I think I'm giving the stake bracket is going over to Daemon Blackfyre. It will be the Blackfyre bracket. So yeah, the bracket changes will be not in this order. I'm mixing everybody up. So hopefully no one's going to be fighting the same guys until the later rounds again. But yeah, the tall bracket will still be the tall bracket. Stake bracket will be Blackfyre bracket. And then Dragonknight will still be Dragonknight. The flowers will be the shadow bracket. The cruel bracket will stay the cruel bracket. And then the dog bracket will be the viper bracket. Golden Lion will stay Golden Lion, and Anvil will stay Anvil at least for next year. So yeah, shadow bracket, baby. Yeah, the snitch bracket. I almost went red wine bracket. Don't worry. Thank you, man. Thank you. I work really hard. I work really hard on this, and I don't really know. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I don't think you guys understand how much work goes into putting these out. It's just me. There's no one else who works on them. I make up the brackets. I do my best. I build all of the brackets themselves. I upload them every day. I have a 1-year-old, a 6-year-old. I work 12-hour rotating shifts at a factory, and I keep my marriage afloat. Like, I keep my marriage isn't afloat. It's great. I have a really good marriage, but I need to work on that. So all of that takes a lot of work. And on top of it, I do this. And this year, I'll tell you right now, my burnout has never been so bad. And I'm stepping back slightly from the channel. You guys won't see it. You probably have already noticed I'm uploading less shorts than I normally am. And that's going to probably be a thing most of the summer. This summer, I'm definitely stepping a tad bit back. I might miss a few weeks. I might. And that's just going to be how it is. I dealt with it this time last year too, where I just need to catch up, and I need a break. And after the tournament takes a lot out of me, and then just keeping my rigorous schedule going, and it's really hard. So I hope you guys know that. Yeah, one day maybe. One day. Thank you. The wildcard round really went well. Cool. Well, then I'm glad, because I'm going to keep it. I'm going to do wildcard round again next year. And man, I really like it. And if you really want me to put 3 kettle blacks into it, I'll think about it. Who cares, right? They're not fucking making it far. There's no way one of them's making it. If they make it out of the wild card, they're not making it out of round 1. Neither of them. None of them. So, yeah. That's what I got, guys. That's it. Thank you, guys. Everyone who's ever voted, thank you. Anyone who comments, thank you. And yeah, that's all I got. So I'll see you around the bend. I'm gonna go sleep. I'm tired. Peace.